Because anything else is just like throws her like.
Am I crazy or does he have a syringe behind?
Well, it's a lance, I guess.
This is what I'm told.
What is that sticking out?
Oh no! Well, Frank, you got to put that back in your pants for a second, and then you can talk. We'll talk about the game Miles was talking about.
What is this?
Frank, you need to see a medical professional. I think that's what you got going on there.
Yeah.
Don't lie.
Audio podcast. What's up, people? Welcome to Southern California's only anime podcast, or at least longest no one has argued or demanded an email cease to desist order. So far, it knows Otaku is the only Southern California's anime podcast. Live every 2 weeks, or kind of live on tape every 2 weeks. Oh boy, what an interesting intro I've got going on here. I am your terrible host, Ray, aka Sourdough Shonen. And in this week of the podcast, I swear it gets better from here on out. We are going to have a spoiler talk about the latest blockbusters that came at you this summer 2025. We're going to be talking about the new Superman, brought to us by the new head of everything DCU movie related from James Gunn, as well as the newest entry in the MCU in the Fantastic Four. An oldie but a goodie has returned with hopefully good marks, but you have to stay tuned to see if indeed it can live up to the hype and deliver the goods, because boy, the MCU could sure take a win right about now. And who else could take a win is my co-host on the podcast. So first, closest to my left is Frank. Hello, Frank. How are you?
Have I been losing?
Have you played Genshin recently, Frank?
No.
Then I take it back, Frank. You are winning. By not playing, you're winning. You feeling better now that you haven't been losing?
I just kept thinking, we can't be the only.
I mean, well, until we get a cease and desist from anyone else.
Might not even be the only ones on this block.
Look like next door. Hey, welcome to our other anime podcast. Oh, competitions. It's brutal out here in Southern California. It's bad enough with the taxes and the parking and the heat. Now we got competition. Ugh.
But yeah, I'm okay. Just tired.
I can feel that, Frank. But of course, our last and third show is my brother, Miles. Miles, how are you doing, brother?
I can tell you right now, I am on a losing streak.
You're on a losing? Is that maybe? I think I should have gone with Miles first, because I know he's been getting a little bit of the gotcha fevers, let's say.
Yeah, and I'm losing every single bit of it. I do not like it. It's maybe time to hang it up. I'm done.
Poor bastard. But yeah, so let's look forward to all that talk in our weeks, which we're about to enter right about now. But of course, if this is the first time listening to the podcast, well, you know what? You should maybe hit that like, subscribe button down below on all your favorite podcast apps, because I almost guarantee it, this podcast is on your favorite podcast app, and that way you don't miss a beat, and you can see Miles lose his hat and everything else. In his gotcha games. But after you do that, of course, down below, if, hey, time is precious and you want to get a little sampling, a little tasting, I understand it, I get it, I've been there too. And that's why we have timestamps below of this episode description of this very podcast. So if you want to listen to our weeks, you just want to jump into the superhero blockbuster talk, the spoiler talk in particular, we got you covered there down below. Just hit the button, boom, you're playing it instantly right there. We got you covered right here on Southern California's only anime podcast. I'm doubling down. I am doubling down. You can't stop me. The power is mine.
I like how you were all in and he decided to go double all in.
Double all in, baby. That's what I did last time in Vegas, and they threw me out of Caesars. Moving on the podcast and switching over to our weeks, because thank goodness I'm a terrible hostess. It's very hot. The heat's getting to me. I'm delirious. I don't know what I'm doing.
You're having some good beer.
The beer's kicking in. The chronic is hitting me. You're gonna have to look into the video podcast that doesn't exist to figure out what I'm talking about. But let's go to Miles. I guess since I teed him up, let's not leave the banana on the hook. Tease for my week, I guess. To see what he's been up to. Miles, what have you been up to since our last episode?
Let's see. So I guess we're now in the second half of the Zenless Zone Zero patch.
Still on that.
But because there's a new character, so we got to pull, and we're not doing good at pulls this week.
No 5 stars?
I got like one more shot, and then I win the 50-50, and yay, I won, or I went no, and then you got to put more money into the machine.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, that's where we're at right now.
It's almost like it's designed with that in mind.
But see, as long as I get the free credits and I get one more pull, then we'll let God of Fate determine where
the gotcha gods.
Yeah, the gotcha gods will determine my fate, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you trying to pull?
Right now, Alice.
Hell.
Because I got
Look at
Yuzuha.
Is she blonde, blue, or with the blue dress?
She is a bunny girl.
I mean, okay, that would be my third guess.
Oh, the third guess is that right here. But I guess she is kind of blonde hair, so you argue that.
All right, got that checked.
Kinda. This looks like full blown blonde.
It's a blonde right there.
Yeah, but
That's Full Metal Alchemist blonde right there.
yeah. But it's funny because she's also, I guess she's like deaf to kid. Never deaf to kid from Soul Eater.
Oh, is this the character you were talking about last time?
Symmetry.
Symmetry,
Or nothing.
that's what it is.
Because anything else is just like throws her like.
Am I crazy or does he have a syringe behind?
Well, it's a lance, I guess.
This is what I'm told.
What is that sticking out?
Oh no! Well, Frank, you got to put that back in your pads for a second, and then you can talk. We'll talk about the game Miles was talking about.
What is this?
Frank, you need to see a medical professional. I think that's what you got going on there.
Yeah.
Don't lie.
Audio podcast.
Yeah. Yeah. No. I get because she's a pair also Yuzuha. When I actually did that one from last time, which is Umbrella Girl. Redhead. Very cheeky. Very Haruhi. I guess I'm from last time. But because I hate myself, I decided to play another gacha game, because everyone's up.
The pain wasn't enough.
The pain wasn't enough, and I figured I need to move on, try something different, try something new. So, of course, we're going to talk about horses and Umamusume Pretty Derby.
Sounds like a great title there, Miles.
Yeah, great title, yeah. What?
Only the best real gamers are playing that right now. Stay tuned to my week.
Yeah, no, who else would get there? But one for a fact, this one actually is on Steam, so it means actually get a discount on. If I need to pull or something like that, there's the discount. Can get a free discount for it because they have.
You get a free discount.
Oh, it's not free discount. There's a way to get a discount on gift cards for Steam.
Sounds a little shady there, Miles, but I'll trust you.
Yeah. It's another gacha game, of course. This time you pull, I guess, horse girls, I guess. And the option of this game is that you need to level their stats. Kind of like time management, kind of like phrase like
time management. You say?
I guess kind of like Princess Maker, kind of in a way. Like those things that revive, like
Tell me less.
It's like it's kind of half like a visual novel, half like so you have to train certain stats, so the stats go up. They win races. Apparently have little concerts afterwards, and then
Yes, that does happen.
And then you move on. But this game, it's very new. It's very new for here. It's been in Japan for a while now. But finally it came here. So it actually is also on well, I mentioned it was on Steam and also on mobile. So you could play like a little here on the go, and then when you're ready to lock in, you could go on Steam and really.
No matter where you are, your horse girls are with you.
Yeah. Like I said, there are a lot. There's a lot of horse girls in this game.
You can put a lot of horses on that track. It turns out,
Yeah.
and they want you to own every single horse on that track.
Yeah.
And there's support cards to go along with them.
Because that's well, we can pull here, but we also could pull over here too. But the game is pretty good. They give you like a couple to start with, or they give a lot of free pulls, I guess, since the game just started. So
Relatively new, yeah.
So they give you a lot of free pulls, and I think I got a couple good ones. I did got a couple 3-star ones because 3-star is the most you can get right now, I think.
Yes, as far as my knowledge is.
But like I mentioned earlier, you start. I guess you start path with one girl. I guess you complete her goals and learn about her. And how because it's like a 3-year story or story mode, I guess.
Right, but you're like it's like Persona in that like time is passing, but like versus Persona you do one day at a time. Here you're like jumping like
we're blasting like months of
in a turn.
But it is. Sometimes the game is favorable, like, oh, you got like 5 turns before the next race. So, okay, I can your stats. And sometimes, like right now, he says, you know what? We're gonna do races.
It's tomorrow.
We're gonna do races now. But I barely won the last one. She can't run again. I just got her. Like she has to win the next one. Some of the horses are easy. Some halves are easy to win. Some could be a pain in the butt.
Yes.
Like I need a guide to figure this out because it is.
You do.
Because you could get lost real quick, and stats go here, stats go there, and how come I'm still losing? I did all the things I was supposed to do. Well, you didn't get the right stats to start with. What? Yeah, so there's a whole thing because it's been like there's an anime out there. I think it's a movie out there. Like it's like been the thing for a while now.
I believe so.
But now, like since the game came over here, now it's like it's popping off, or it's.
It had a surge. I don't know if it's still maintaining or not.
There's a lot of content there, I guess. About this game. Yeah, so I've been spending time on that. So between that and playing 2 games is not fun because it's a lot. Two gacha games is not fun.
Oh, yes. No kidding.
Because I got like, okay, I got to switch over now. I got to do this.
Only one mistress at a time.
But the only good thing is that, but the only time that I can play this on my phone, so I can play both at the same time. See that? Yeah, you folks, you got to be a little crazy to play these things.
Just a little.
Just a little. But I'm gonna go actually play concrete real games because there are a lot of games that I need to get to. At least the cruising games I want to get to down the line. Probably the last time I think we'll talk about ZZ for a bit once the patch is finished, or I get Alice, one or the other, I guess.
So whichever occurs first.
Whatever the patch ends, or I'm done. I'm out.
I'm out. Well, I guess that's one way to call it a day, I suppose. All right. I guess with that, unless there's anything else, Miles, from your week.
No, that's been it. Other than, of course, watching the movies that we're gonna talk about later on. That's pretty much been my week.
All right, fair enough. So stay tuned. It's coming up right after our weeks. But before we get to that, Frank, what have you been up to?
I'm trying to remember.
Fuzzy week. Fuzzy 2 weeks.
I've just been basically working. Did the homework.
He's selling that, yeah.
I have to improve my acting.
Exactly, I was gonna say.
No, I finished something. Fire Force.
Oh, okay.
Fire Force season 3. Kind of get the sense that it's almost over. So that's good. I don't like it when things drag on too much.
Fair enough.
I decided to start watching Dr. Stone again.
And then, continue over. Did you go back? Because I know you like going back.
I just went back a little bit I basically watched my favorite scenes and then I started.
Okay.
From the new season. So
what number are they on now?
4.
Okay. I feel slightly better.
Yeah, 4's in 2 parts.
Oh God.
But it's not like
the Attack on Titan.
It's not like Attack on Titan. I really do think they just split the season.
Okay, then I could, if it's like that, then that's fine. But no more than that. That's all you can get.
So cut up to it. I'm enjoying it. I like Dr. Stone, so it's more of the same.
Okay, I was gonna ask because I only read like the initial chapters, and I imagine it goes places because of that setup and just the setup of back and forth of it's about science, but also here's a man punching a tiger or something like that.
Yeah, but man has to punch. I have to show an aspect because you got to fill your shonen quota as you're in shonen jump.
Hercules is there,
basically.
So I try not to think about that too much because even though I don't know how this stuff works, I'm like, there's no way they made that. That was pretty fast for them.
How can you make popcorn without corn?
Like, I get it. Like, you did not have all those materials. So that's the thing. Like, where I start thinking too much, I'm like, damn it, stop. It's a cartoon. Keep going.
Let it go. Let it go.
I know. I'm just curious to see where it's gonna go. Cause I don't try to predict it too much. I'm like, oh, just show me what's gonna happen.
I'll follow you.
What else did I watch? I went back to Arrested Development.
Oh, and it wasn't a huge mistake.
I have been keeping up with the 3 animes that from my preview. And I do feel that way.
You're debating.
I feel like I should have picked Water Magician. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it'll pick up later and then I'll be a happy camper later.
Fair enough.
I did start Lord of the Mysteries.
It's an anime, right?
I mean, it is an anime.
Right, okay.
But I only watched like 2 minutes, so I started.
Oh, okay. Literally, Frank is not missing. It's not playful. Yeah. He literally started.
I saw the opening.
Then he had to go to the bathroom and then forgot.
I saw the opening and that was it. That's pretty much it.
Pretty much.
He started. He's not lying. He did start it. He hit play and then he stopped.
Okay. The main reason was because I wanted it to go on my watch, like, where it shows you what you previously watched, and that way I could have easy access to it.
Oh, so you could go back to it. I see. Isn't that sad? Now I feel like a lot of apps, like you used to have like your list, your queue, where I like this show, I like this movie, put it in. But now it's like a pain in the ass to find that list. So it's easier just to like hit play and be after like to be continued, which is up to the top of most apps. Why are we doing it like that? We can do better, can't we?
And then like I try to put watch list, and then like because you used to just press the plus button and it adds it. And now it's like, well, which watch list? I'm like,
I did not know that. That's crazy.
Create a name for your watch list. No.
I want my list. How about that,
asshole? One. Just give me one.
This is why I give you my email information so you can at least have it.
The list for the kids and the list for me and later on.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for mentioning kids.
I'm curious to see where this is going. Go on.
I started watching Dan the Dan season 2.
Okay.
With the kids.
With the kids.
With the kids. Oh yes,
the cool uncle. So I was like,
the cool uncle, slightly annoyed, if not disappointed, brother perhaps on the other end of the
He
line.
doesn't know.
You're this bliss.
Don't listen to this podcast. You don't want to know.
You should like and subscribe though.
So they were in Mexico. I haven't been seeing them for weeks, like probably a month or more. So they came back and they finally visited me. So they were hanging out in my room. They're like, "Can we watch Dan the Dan Morado?"
Hey, Dad's not around.
So,
Watch it.
my nephew calls it Dan the Dan Morado. You know, Morado means purple, right? And the trailer.
Because
it had
I was
a
wondering about
purple
that.
font.
I see.
So he kept asking. I'm like, all right, fine. He's gonna get bored. My niece was on the iPad, and in the beginning, my nephew, he did get a little bored. But after he came back with his snacks, we watched the whole 5 episodes.
That was the key. The snacks.
The snacks, yeah.
Snacks is a game changer.
And I just kept looking at them because not only season 1 was very, what do you call it,
Raunchy, yeah.
That word. This season so far it's not that, but it hits like suicidal themes.
Oh, that's heavy topics. Yeah.
So I kept seeing like people go off, and I'm like, "This is bugging you? Am I gonna have to flip?"
Glances at the children.
Like,
they seem to be fun.
You seen that? You seen that meme with the
looks back. I think we're okay.
Looking back at my brother watching from outside the window, like, and my niece stopped using the iPad to
She got it.
Yeah.
She got hooked.
And I took them to watch the Superman and Fantastic Four.
Oh, there you go.
And then my niece is funny because she's all like, "Who paid for this?" And they're like, "Me." "Oh, thank you." And when you go to my house, I'm gonna give you $1 or something. And today I was FaceTiming my brother, and they were there, and then we were just talking about. I'm like, "All right, kids, I'll see you tomorrow at the movies," and they're like, "No, that's too much money for you." She looks at me. I'm always like in sandals.
Your beat up clothes. Your old clothes.
This is gonna give you a pat, like, oh, for a deal.
My Converse are all beat up.
It's like the most like saddest clothes.
But yeah, that's pretty much my week. I couldn't watch them. I'm disappointing you guys. I
mean, that's every week of the podcast, but yeah, that's fine.
I did try Elliot the Adventure.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
The new demo out on the Switch 2.
Yeah, it's all right. It's
more Square Enix goodness, I imagine.
It's about what you were
expecting.
Yeah.
Crazy about it, but
I didn't get too far, but I did find the back as a little kind of hard. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes. And I want to play Donkey Kong, so it's just like, come on, let's move this line along.
Yeah.
Keeping you busy.
I'm sorry.
There's an audience. I'm sorry.
See my Oh my goodness, that's too much.
All right, that's pretty much my week.
All right, I guess on that high note, I guess I will share a little bit what I've been up to since our last little recording. The two things really has been for one, it's actually video game focus aside from the homework. Actually, no, there's one TV show me and Miles did watch. I want y'all to talk about a little bit here. Is we dabbled into Star Trek, Strange New
Worlds.
Yes. It's a little bit old. I think it came out in like 2020, 2022, something around there.
Yeah.
It is one of the newer Star Trek shows, and I did not watch it when it first came out. The biggest reason why is because I was watching Picard at the time. It's bad. Picard is terrible.
That's the last season, though.
The last season did.
You could.
But the problem is, like, the poor last season's like, hey, the last season's never happened.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I was very hesitant watching this new Star Trek because I was interested. In Star Trek. I enjoy Star Trek. I'm not a huge fan of the universe or whatever you want to call it, but I do dabble in it. And I finally I decided to watch it because I've heard good things from other podcasts I've been listening to for a long time. So I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. We got the Paramount Plus. Check it out. It's surprisingly pretty good. It's interesting because it's kind of a prequel to the original Star Trek series run.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's weird because it's like I think it's supposed to be more faithful to the original run because like there's the Abrams timeline difference universe thing, right? And I don't think it's part of that. I don't think.
Yeah, the Kevin timeline.
Yes, whatever. What happens with Spock and this and that. But anyway, the main focus here is not. I was gonna say Picard, not Picard. Kirk.
Yeah.
It's now James T. Well, he does make an appearance. I'll just slightly spoiler there, but you know he was gonna probably show up. But instead of you see him on as the main captain, the main protagonist almost, you get the original captain from the pilot episode of Star Trek, the OG series, and Captain Pike. It's an interesting story. Quickly, for those who don't know, there was a pilot for Star Trek, I think made by some other competitor studio. I want to say NBC. No one liked it, passed on it, but they made the first pilot anyway. Down the line, eventually, the creators somehow sold it, I think, to CBS or one of the other networks, and said, all right, we'll do a series of it, right? And they ended up doing the first 3 seasons. And it wasn't until much later on that short became popular, and then we get Next Generation, blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
The interesting thing about that first pilot episode was made by another network is it stars different characters, including the Captain Pike, but there's also some characters like Spock and Urara.
Yeah.
So who are, staples in the original show run. And they are the main focus in this new version. And the interesting thing is, in a weird way, that pilot episode that wasn't canon originally, because it was like its own separate story, eventually became canon, and I think it's season 2 of the original Star Trek run.
Yeah.
If I remember right. So there's like a whole thing there. And that's where a lot of the story setup takes place, is based on that episode in, I think, season 2 or 3 of that show.
Yeah.
Because poor Captain Pike has a terrible, terrible fate that happens later on in that show run in history of the universe.
Yeah.
And that's where the character starts off in the beginning of this series, where he's like, well, I know what's going to happen. My life's over. I've already lost. And he's just scared, doesn't want to go back to being a captain. He's running away from his future, right?
Yeah.
And so that's his hesitation, in this very season of, do I go back? Should I go back? And because of certain circumstance and because TV show drama we have to have, he does end up going back on the Enterprise and take control as captain once again, with luckily fan favorites like Spock and Rush do show up in that series, along with some new faces and other characters who show up in that pilot episode. They actually get a full-length, character development now with this new series run. So it's kind of interesting to see them develop a full-flesh series of that pilot episode that was, dead on arrival, but now has a second life, and has a pretty good second life as this new show run. And I did, we both finished season 1, me and Miles, and I'm pretty happy with it, honestly. I'm surprised how good it is.
Yeah, it is very old school Star Trek nonsense. There are silly episodes. There are episodes, the characters grow. There are a lot of weird shenanigans that happen for shenanigans' sake. No gangsters, though. No,
not yet. Season 2.
Or any Greek mythology?
The Greeks, yeah. And there's a Hercules equivalent or something.
And the Nazis. You gotta know the Nazis and
well, there's always time for World War II references, apparently.
We pick up the book and we learn from their culture, and that's what we base our whole society on. Wow, okay,
that's some quick exposition right there, isn't it? But yeah, so it's an interesting blend because it is old school Star Trek with the campiness, but there's also some of the smartness you get in Next Generation. But there's also a lot of the practicality of like you see in like Deep Space Nine, if you're big into Star Trek, these shows and their characters in the world. So it's a nice mix and blend. Yeah, maybe it feels a little not original, but it's really decent and fun entertainment TV show. What's worth watching that also, checks the sci-fi box. So I could see why people recommend that show, because I, at the moment, too, recommend checking out A Strange New World. So that was the show, and then the 2 games I've been playing. The one I played probably the least amount, surprisingly, is Donkey Kong Bananza that just came out on the Switch 2 pretty recently. Previous episodes of the podcast, I talked about it looks okay, and this and that. But of course, they've got the trailer where you see Pauline, and it looks more like Banjo-Kazooie, where you transform and do new things and run around the whole world and this and that, right? Which got me a little bit more interested. So, and that's why the reason I picked it up. So I'm kind of curious to, I was curious to see, is it going to live up to that expectation? Because that's quite the jump from 0 to 100 a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And so far, I think it's living up to it. I don't think it's at the moment, I'm only maybe 3-4 hours in would be my guess. But I know this game rated very high on a lot of people's grading scores, like 9s and 10s.
Yeah.
right now it's like a 7 or 8 for me, but I'm still pretty new on it. I've only got the first transformation, so I know there's at least 2 or more transformations coming my way.
Well, yeah, wait to get the jiggies. Once you got the jiggies.
Yeah, you gotta find the jiggies. There are googly eyes. I can't confirm. There are googly eyes.
Oh, they're googly eyes?
We got googly eyes in this game.
Oh.
It is interesting to see, because my first turnoff I thought about this game was when they showed it's like, oh, they want to get away from the rare Donkey Kong. In Nintendo's mindset, Miyamoto's mindset, the fake Donkey Kong, right?
Yeah.
And I thought they were going to like shun away from that history, despite a lot of people, they first played Donkey Kong through like Donkey Kong Country, right?
Yeah.
And all the various games since then, right? Because Rare pretty much ran with the whole brand for decades.
Yeah.
Until now, all of a sudden, Rare's now working in Microsoft, and Nintendo's like, I think we could do something with this property. So it's nice to see that that they did not actually shy away from that. They actually been like, here's some googly eyes, here's a Donkey Kong reference here and there, perhaps, without getting into too many spoilers.
Uh-huh.
So it's nice to see that they're paying respect and homage to all the workers and developers who've helped make this franchise what it is to this day, and didn't try to rewrite history. It's a lot of big exploring. It definitely gives me more vibes of what you saw like in Mario Odyssey, because it's the same developer, so it makes sense, right? But in this game, they really emphasize it even more. It's even more of a almost Zelda-ish kind of vibe versus a Mario, right? Because Mario, like, okay, I need to get the star. The star's all the way up there. I got to jump here, jump, and do it to get up there, right? And Donkey Kong is like, here's this big world. Go see what's there to find and explore.
You literally like dig and you punch your way through everything, right?
Yeah, you pretty much could punch straight down to the bottom of the planet. You could punch your way all the way up if you want to, and there's like dedicated buttons for literally punching up and down. You pretty much could climb on most things you could find in terrains. So you don't have to worry about getting yourself stuck, because you'll just climb out of the hole you just dug yourself in, and then you'll find the buried treasure and secrets and hidden gems and the bananas. And that's like the main mechanic in this game is you find the bananas, you gain skill points, and the skill points you level up your different skills, right? In which case, like maybe all your Bananza mode, which is the different transformations, will last longer. You'll punch stronger, you'll punch faster, you get more health, that kind of stuff. That's your level up stuff you got going on in this one. And yeah, so it's a lot of exploring, checking out the land, and finding those missing pieces and those bananas, and slowly working your way further and further underground, because like it's a whole story thing. But I think most people saw the trailer, so you're not really there for the story. You're there for the gameplay and the exploring.
And
right?
little
Pauline's just kind of cute, on his back, and saying a couple cute things. Oh, come on, Donkey Kong, and focus, Donkey Kong. You can do this, buddy. And this and that. And they got little costumes you could change them as, and sometimes they give you like, oh, that you swim faster with this costume, or this or that. So if you like that customization, yeah. So yeah, like I said, I'm enjoying it. I'm not like in love with it either, because it's just like, do you really like to explore? And I do like to explore. We've talked about Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild, and games like that, right? But it's not like my go-to kind of game. So it is taking me a little bit of time to get used to that versus your traditional Mario platformer.
How's the music in the
Donkey Kong? It's pretty upbeat. It's more to the kin. It's like somewhere between Donkey Kong Country and like I guess the Mario games. So it's pretty upbeat. Little jazzy, a little bit more. It's kind of cute. When you're kind of lost, you can like whistle, and and Pauline will sing and like tell you like, oh, go over here to find the next clue to move on to the next part of the game, or And then when you find like maps to like bananas or fossils, which will let you unlock different clothes and items in the game, it'll highlight there if you whistle and sing, and like that's like a big motif and theme of the game. The power of singing and bonding, which is it's very cute, very wholesome, right? So if you're looking for something friendly for your for your youngins out there, I don't think you could go wrong with this title, unless you want to watch more Dan to Dan. Mine is Dan to Dan.
Yeah, no, don't be like Frank. Be the cool uncle.
Yeah, I'm gonna be the responsible one apparently.
I'm trying to be a good.
Yeah, so we're watching Attack on Titan now, everybody, and so we're in season 3. When it goes off the rails, and blood's flying all over the place.
The poor niece nephew is gonna go to their dad and be like, "Dad, are our enemies on the other side of the ocean?" Let's see here. So the last thing I'll talk about, hopefully I'll go a little bit quicker, despite I kind of want to just gush about this game because it has been most of my free time the last 2 weeks or so. I did bring it up, and
Maple Story.
Yeah, it is not Maple Story. I'm sorry.
Not yet. I
disappoint Frank, but I made Miles's dreams come true because indeed I was the first one to initiate the Umamusume hype train on this podcast, and I'm kind of all in.
I see a different chemistry between you guys.
Yeah, I know. We're closer than ever before. And yeah, and I mentioned before in the last podcast, is a lot of gacha games I never understood narratively focused because I'm such a narrative guy. Of like, why would you all of a sudden be like, well, wait a minute, you can't go to the volcano, Tim, because you don't have the volcano master with you. Well, I guess you're gonna have to roll until you get volcano master to go to the volcano island. Which is like, what just destroys the whole illusion of this game, right? But when it's a horse game and you're betting on horses at the racetrack and you're betting on horses, it only makes sense you should spend money on the horses, and you got to get the right horse to get the right skill to then level up to skill so then you can become the best horse. And honestly, and I like that the narrative stuff helps me sell. I haven't spent money yet. It's only a matter of time. I'll admit that right now.
This is the game you've been spending?
Umamusume, yes.
Oh,
this is the game I've been spending most of my time this last week on. And the big reason is because it's like 2-3 things I really enjoy. Girl. It's I mean, yes, this is true. The other one being
with tails.
I mean, I don't say no. I don't say no. I don't say yeah.
I'm inclusive.
I'm open. I'm an open-minded individual, I like to think. It's mostly a visual novel, so I like visual novels. It's time management and skill management, which definitely checks my box. So I like Persona, very Persona-like, and I like general sense. I've known to visit Sin City, Vegas, and you're on the racetrack, and you're going to do a little bit of gambling a little bit with betting on your horse, and if your horse is going to take first place, this and that. So I do like that on the edge of your seat feeling you get, putting your favorite gal with
around
your
the
stats.
bands, and then they drop down to mid-place, and then
And so, and that's the thing is, sometimes I found myself getting a little excited for a silly gotcha game where it comes to that final stretch of like, come on, and then losing my mind when they pull it off at the last second.
And then you end up going to play the Squid Games.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's caught my attention. Like I said, I like the gameplay mechanics. Narratively speaking, I understand why the gotcha stuff exists. It is a little exhausting though of all the stats you keep. It reminds me of when I was playing Tokyo Mirage Sessions because in that game it's all about like keep the combo going and the link connections and like, ooh, 5% more damage. Ooh, 5% more damage. Ooh, another 5% more damage. And so you get a lot of that in this game where it's like, oh, your speed rate could be faster. Well, if you get this horse girl fused with this horse girl, you'll get a better stat. Or you need this horse girl and this. Well,
they pass down legacies.
Yes, they call it different names, but it's basically like a fusion of skills and points to make the ultimate horse girl.
It's like Persona with like we are making new demon or something like that.
Yeah, like a new arc
or Persona, something like that.
Arcana.
Do they disappear and become a new girl?
No, they kind of actually.
Or is it more like
they're like you see like their spirits and you chase after them and then you level the fuck up when you chase after them.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's a lot of just points and time management and, fusing once again with fusing horse girls to get the best points and skills because I'm also hinted at some career paths are really hard to do. So you really need to stack up your favorite horse girl to just succeed and pass that.
Because it's kind of like also like a roguelike in a way because you got to keep going.
That I was going to mention. It's also a little bit like Hades because in the fact of like you'll get so far, but if you have a bad run because a lot of the career mode is just pure luck where, oh, your horse girl got sick and she just doesn't want to recover. Bad run, do it again. Or that skill you wanted, it was like a 10% chance of hitting for you. You didn't get it. You lost the big race because your horse girl's not good in the long distant run or the short distant run. So like there's a lot of numbers and things to manage, which I'm a bit of a sucker for. So yeah, it checks a lot of the boxes of number management, time management, leveling up, grinding, getting slowly, surely better and better and better. But it, time or money. Luckily, it's been more time than money so far. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. But at the same time, I definitely could see where the finish line, the goal is for me. Because in a weird way, you have to work your way backwards. Because my first horse was vodka.
Yeah.
And I'm working my way back to get back to her because I only got like halfway through her career path. But like I said, you have to manage other horse girls so then you could use their inspiration, fusion, whatever, their skills, A lot of numbers. Do you love numbers? The video game.
You gotta get this girl. You gotta get this horse girl. See, you gotta level her up. So I'm confused here with this horse girl.
Yes.
And I can level up. And
yeah, and you have to level her, and then don't get me started. And when I'm not gonna get on the support cards, which is the real meta of this game. Forget the racers. It's about the support cards.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Do you have a card that does it better on the running? Ooh, then you win. Oh, you don't have that one?
You're just gonna lose. Honestly, you're just gonna. And like I said, I've been very fortunate because I think I looked it up online. And also I've been using guides online. I'll admit that I've been cheating because I just don't have time for this bullshit. And I think out of the 4 super tier cards, I think I have 2 of them. So not bad.
That's not bad.
That's not bad. But you can share from online people. So I have been using that strategy as well. And I recommend if you haven't realized you can do that, look into that because that is a game changer. Let me tell you. But yes, Umamusume Pretty Derby is surprisingly the game of choice of the last 2 weeks.
Oh no, I do have the party game.
I don't care. Do not care.
But I say
for the charity stream. That's
the charity stream. Yeah, boy, that's where.
Maz's gonna donate $200 for the kids just to.
Yeah, boy.
You can embarrass me live on Twitch TV.
There's vodka. Vodka's in there.
There you go. You poor. He's already grasping at straws out here already, trying to make everything happen. Oh boy, this episode sure is juicy, isn't it, Commercial Miles?
That's right, Commercial Ray. Hopefully, hope you are enjoying our takes on gacha games and Frank's always crazy wild tales of things he goes through this week.
I wish there was a way for other people to listen to all these episodes that we've been doing for several years now of the Otaku podcast. Do you think there's such a place out there on the internet for them to listen?
Well, you always check out our website at www.takuotaku.com for easy access. Though we're also on your favorite podcast listener.
What? Like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, the various podcast catchers out there? Whoa, that's crazy.
I know, right? We're going everywhere. We're even on YouTube.
Whoa, are we real YouTubers, Miles?
We're nothing but YouTube shills now these days.
Too bad we actually don't charge a penny for this podcast.
But with your help, one day we might.
The true goal of this podcast. So yes, that is it for mostly my last free time for the last 2 weeks or so from the last podcast. But now, ladies and gentlemen, we are finally here to talk about the big summer blockbusters that are out in theaters right now. Hopefully still.
It should be, but at least until August or
at least still, because I know summer is. I think some of the kids are already going back to school already, which blows my mind. Seems so wrong to me as a 90s kid. But yes, so we're going to talk about our movies, but we're going to get to spoiler talk eventually. But we're going to work our way up from there. And we'll let everyone know, so in case you haven't caught up yet, there'll be timestamp down below, so when you are ready, you can jump right to the spoiler talk. All right, so that's the setup I need. But now, let's actually get into the movies, gentlemen. And we'll start off with the one that came out first in theaters, that being Superman. It's just Superman,
right? It's
just Superman. There's no...
Or DC Studios Superman, I guess.
I don't know.
Accurate.
Superman 2025, let's say. That's probably the safest one. The one written and directed by James Gunn. And so, yes, I guess I'll set this one. I mean, I'll give a little premise of the story without... Once again, spoilers. It tells you... It's interesting. A lot of superhero movies... that starts a new timeline or new universe always start with his name was Kal-El and he came from the planet, right? They just, the story. We're going. Here's a quick exposition dump, text-wise, of this is what's happening, this is what's going on, and boom, the movie starts, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's been 3 years since Superman has emerged and has become the hero that everyone kind of knows and recognizes him as. Pretty much the same backstory, grew up in Kansas, small city, Smallville, this and that, and, became the superhero we all know and love in the comic books and movies and this and that. But the difference is, in the beginning of this movie is, for the first time, he's actually got his clock clicked or cleaned, let's say, and he's tasted defeated, and he had to retreat back to the Arctic into his frozen, what's it?
The Fortress of
Solitude. That's what I'm saying. It has an official name. It's been a minute. I'm not a big Superman guy, so I might need the assist here and there. So we start off there where he's trying to recover and find his strength and get back into the fight against this unknown alien fighter who fought against this foreign country because Superman kind of went slightly rogue.
He went to war.
He stopped a war preventing from foreign countries without asking aid from the American government.
How adventurous of him.
Yes, which is definitely a thing that happens quite a bit in the comic book runs that I've read. So that's on point from what I know. And that's like the big conflict of like, whoa, is this guy who's an alien from another planet is telling foreign policy what they can and can't do? What's up with that? Is that right or wrong? And that a lot of that thought's pushed by Lois Lane, who they are already dating at this point in time. It's a bit of a secret, but pretty quickly they reveal that, and that's like an ongoing conflict of, is Superman, should he have the power to do these kinds of things, this and that?
Yeah.
Because, most people know Superman, he's kind of a goody two-shoes guy, right? But, in the modern day, does that really still, hold water? Does that still work in 2025? So that's a lot of the theme going on. And the big villain here, surprise, I know everyone's, you're going to be shocked here. It's Lex Luthor.
No.
Crazy talk. And yeah, he still doesn't like Superman. Who would have thought?
Yeah. You really, and like a stalkerish kind of way, like been like constant. Been like following Superman for a while now.
He 3 years, at least solid 3 years. He's been keeping an eye on that boy wonder.
Buying on the merch, buying every sticker. And he's like, oh, I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna say, oh, you know a lot about him, Lex. You make
a little too much.
Like, wow, are you sure? Like, are you sure you don't like? No, man, it's all for revenge. I was like,
yeah, I think you just want to make out with him. I'm pretty sure you just want to make out with the man. So yeah, that's the ongoing villain and plot going on, and figure out how Lex Luthor fits in this whole story and this and that. I won't get into the details just yet. We'll save that for the spoiler talk. And yeah, that is the basic premise of the movie, unless I'm forgetting something.
No, that's pretty much it. Because this is more like, this is the starting point. This is like for this whole new run of DC.
Oh, and plus Peacemaker, I guess, also.
Well, yeah, because
and the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, because
those are all. This is all connected to this new DC universe. Yeah, because
I think technically this. I know Peacemaker, the season 2 of Peacemaker, which
continues.
I think it's now part of this now, or part of this time.
Yeah, they kind of pulled it from that one and put it into this one.
Yeah, so it's a whole. This is the beginning of the DC.
Hey, if James Gunn worked on it and now he's the controlling party of that, I think he's gonna pick his own projects to say, yeah, that's canon. So yeah, that checks out. But yeah, so that's the premise of the movie, in case you didn't know. We'll get into some non-spoiler talk review critiques right here now. Let's go with Frank. Frank, what did you think about this movie overall? Did you like it? Didn't like it? How are you feeling about it? Are you excited about this one?
I was excited to watch it. To make it quick, I did like it. I did feel it was like a lot. I'm like, and I felt like kind of like what you said. They assume you know all this, and we do know it. But which on one side it was good, on the other side it's like I kind of had no emotional attachment to any character because like
that's a good point.
So I'm like, I kind of felt like I needed like this to be like a 2-3 part movie, so that I'm like, okay, we've been through this whole journey. Now these moments are gonna hit better. But that was just like a little thing where like I just felt overwhelmed with all the stuff that was going on. But overall, I enjoyed it. It was fun to watch. What else can I say without spoilers?
Right, that's the downside.
Yeah, it was cool.
Did you like Lex Luthor as the villain?
I thought I wasn't going to like him, but I thought he was fine. I thought he did a decent job. The character I did not like was the dog. I did not like how they portrayed the dog. I like the relationship between Superman and the dog. I did not like every scene almost that the dog came out. It just made him look like a brat, which they kind of addressed that at the very end. But it was just kind of like, I feel like so much attention was given to the dog, and I feel like it could have maybe been handled a little more elegant.
Yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see that for sure.
So I don't know. I don't know much about the comic, but
I'm pretty sure
more intelligent dog.
I think it took a little more liberties with that aspect.
It was, to me, I saw the dog as, this is James Gunn being James Gunn while still staying in the Superman universe, because a lot of his movies that I've seen so far, especially dealing with comic book stuff, he likes to be more on the edgier side of things, but Superman is dull as it can be, right? And so I feel like the dog was the excuse. It's okay if the dog gets crazy because it's the dog, and who cares about the dog? Versus Superman, like, doing those kinds of things.
Yeah, this, I guess, one thing I could say that's not really spoilers. I felt like maybe he has a little bit of identity crisis, because I felt it was funny at some point and then serious at some points, and I felt like it didn't blend too well for me. Because I did enjoy those parts and I did enjoy the not funny parts, but it was just like I'm confused. What am I watching? Am I watching Guardians of the Galaxy here, or am I watching the Batman?
Right. Yeah,
So-
I can see that. Yeah.
So it was just like if it takes me, I'm trying a mystery flavor ice cream and I don't know what it is, but I'm liking it.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, that's my thoughts on it.
Okay. All right. We'll move along to Miles. Miles, what did you think about Superman 2025 without spoiler talk just yet?
I think, like Frank, I think it's probably it's pretty good. For what it is. James Gunn does a very well job of trying to incorporate Superman to be more like DC itself, be more like Marvel in a way, try to be more lighthearted, not edgelord.
Not Zack Snyder.
Yeah, no, they're just with a more old school Superman logo, more adding more comedy to it.
Oh yeah, even the DC intro logo for the credits. You mean, or
yeah, they're trying.
Or
to be
you mean
more,
like the costume itself?
the costume itself, 'cause it's very old school.
Yes, because it's an S. You mean like Superman in my country? It means what's this? A piece or something?
Yeah.
Ugh.
But they were like, no, at the get go, you already see enough of this, and the origin stories, things like about Superman over the years. We're not going to do that here.
We expect you to know this.
And it kind of works and kind of doesn't.
Yeah,
it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah, very true.
Also, like Frank mentioned, it is worries me a little bit because it's kind of like Iron Man 2.
Oh no.
Because
That's really bad.
Well, because Iron Man 2, I'll try to because it was basically like the set point for the MCU at the time.
Yeah.
I'm saying it's not like that, but it does feel like a lot of information is like kind of like because it's established a lot of characters and a lot of Alexis, the what's it, the Justice League is.
Oh right, the pre-Justice League.
A lot of stuff like I don't know if people remember it, because they know the Justice League, right?
Why? Well, they know the final version that was on the the television on Saturday morning cartoons.
It's kind of like his other movie, the Suicide Squad. No, he was like doing some deep pulls in that.
Yes.
And I don't know the main. I was like, I don't.
Well,
know
it was a nice mix of you probably know this character kind of, or some variant of this character, right?
Yeah.
But you probably haven't seen this particular version of that character. I guess as a nerd, I kind of know these things, but yeah, if you're not a comic book person and all you see are the movies, yeah, I can see why you'd be like, huh? Who?
Yeah, and it goes back because they said they assume you already been through it before, so they're not really going to explain it to you, or it's more nuanced rather than you straight out telling you this is this guy,
right.
This is ability, da.
See, in outer space, there's this Green Lantern Corps out there, and blah 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 blah. Right?
Like I said, you see some points, you see some of the James Gunn type of humor here
Still
and
there.
Not as because like you said, Superman's more down for more like American old
It's very
school.
optimistic.
Optimistic is very hard to poke.
Yeah, it's hard.
here.
Yeah, it's hard to be sarcastic and snarky when you're all about the promised land and America dream and this and that.
And I do like most of the characters pretty much did pretty well portraying their set characters.
Mhm.
Because Superman does sound like he gets very emotional, but he does have a kind of a point to it and they felt like a nice breath of fresh air that we've seen of unfortunately the dark dungy version before.
Right, Zack Snyder and again.
But other than things I was spoiling, I think it did pretty well because we're trying to start from the ground zero. We're cleaning up everything else and we're trying to start our own DCU, I guess.
Fair enough. Yeah, kind of similar thoughts overall I enjoyed it. Like I mentioned before, I'm not the biggest Superman guy, but I do like James Gunn as a director and as a writer, so, curious. I did like all the actors' performances in the movie because I'm not, to my knowledge, I'm not very good at actors in general unless they're like old school actors, and
yeah.
So these are fresh faces a lot for me. They are at least fresh faces. And I thought they all did a pretty excellent job of bringing those characters to the screen. And so I had no complaints with that because I know people are like, oh, they're not the real James Bond or they're not the real Batman, right? But I thought they all understood the assignment and did a very good job of executing that vision that James Gunn had. The drama, the political talk, I thought was overall fairly well thought out and handled with care and thought versus just rip from the headlines and slap it on a movie and call it a day. Which I can see why people want to make that argument. Because I know I said some people like, oh, this movie's woke and we don't do woke things. And I'm guilty of that too. But problem is it's been for other projects where it definitely feels that way, perhaps. But I did not get that sense or vibe here. It just so happens a lot of the themes that this movie's tackling still work to this day and were themes that the comic book was tackling over a century ago.
Yeah.
So you decided if that's good or bad, where a thing that's 100 years old still can relate to in 2025. I think the humor worked, but kind of like Frank, sometimes it was a little bit of a whiplash of which way are we going to try to go here, right? Because like I said, all his movies, especially like the Suicide Squad, right? They're like killing people left and right, nonchalantly, jokingly taking out guys. But he knows how to write a comedy situation, knowing that Superman's going to react like, oh, come on, guys. I got to clean up after, Yeah. So he knows how to still make jokes using that character. So I was surprised he was able to pull that out because I feel like people tend to go to their comfort zone, right? But he was able to spread his wings a little bit here and there. And yeah, I thought it was interesting to see the pre-Justice League going on here and bring a little bit light to characters that we kind of know and kind of don't know. Right. I thought that was cool because when we talked about James Gunn, he likes doing the niche inside baseball talk here and there. And so yeah, overall, I thought it was handled pretty well and did overall a good job balancing both the serious and the non-serious things overall. And so yeah, I would recommend people to check out this movie if you like Superman / superhero movies in general. I think it's a movie that works overall, and once again in 2025. Alrighty, so we're gonna end the spoiler-free talk here. Now we're gonna get to all the spoiler juicy details, all the murders and all the secrets revealed right now.
All the power upgrades and that.
So this is your final warning. If you're not ready, you could jump ahead down with the timestamp below and go to the Fantastic Four. And here are our pre-spoiler thoughts there, as well as the spoiler thoughts right afterwards. But right now, we're going to talk about Superman spoilers. So Frank, what's some things anything off your chest you want to talk about, discuss, or you're still thinking about?
No, I was just thinking that, what's the word? Desensitize to the action. Like for example, there's one part where Superman and Lois, that's her name?
Lois Lane?
Lois, they were talking in the apartment. There's like this huge energy bomb.
Yes. And
it's like, wait, that doesn't matter? Like that looks like a pretty cool fight, or like, and in other movies that would be like the climax.
Right, that would be the big fight.
And so it's not just this movie. It's like a lot of movies. It happens in a lot of movies. So I kind of just wish there was more like, and I hate this word, like epic moments. Like, just build up to certain moments and just have like intense background music. And I didn't feel like it had a big moment like that, especially to end the fight. I mean, probably the closest thing to that was when at the end when he catches the building and there's like a lot of dust. I thought that was like a triumphant moment. Or maybe in the beginning when he finally recovers and you see him flying, and that was pretty cool. So that's something I was kind of hoping to see more. But being more spoilery, I think, because I wasn't really feeling the whole Lois Lane Clark chemistry,
romance.
Yeah, up until when she said "I love you," I was like, oh, they did that scene well. Everything else, I'm not.
Right.
But that one moment, like, okay, I felt it. And then at the end when he says it back, I was you remember. So I thought that was cool. Am I crazy, or did it feel like Superman wasn't the main character?
He's sharing the role a little bit, that's for sure.
Because I almost want to give the crown to the cyber seer guy.
Yes.
He did a lot.
Mr. Terrific?
Yes, that's what it is.
He did a lot.
Such a generic name, I always forget it.
And also the alien guy that turns into anything.
Alien guy?
Yeah, the guy that...
Oh, right.
I'm like, these are the true heroes.
These are the guys.
Of the story. So that's just the feeling I got. I'm like, Superman, for being the strongest person here, you didn't really pull your weight.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing is I think, and I would do the same thing personally, because Superman, he's such a broken power level character, right? It's like even Super Saiyan 3 Goku show up against, Raditz or something. It just doesn't work. So I feel like he tries to put Superman a little bit further away for other people to shine and make the drama feel a little bit more real. But yeah, also at the same time, that does kind of take away the Superman in his own movie.
Yeah, I mean, like, maybe I wasn't buying the reasons, but there's just a lot of moments where I'm like, come on, Superman, like, this shouldn't be struggling with this. Like, when he was in the other dimension and he was, like, stuck in the water, I'm like, really? You can't get out of
black... You try to get yourself out of a black hole, Frank.
Well, Silver Surfer did. Like, no, she didn't.
Wait a minute.
So that's just the kind of thing that I'm like, again, Superman? Like, because in the beginning it made sense, like, oh, he's 80% or something like, or the kryptonite's next to him. Like, damn it, you just keep getting nerfed. He's Luffy early arcs. What else did I like? Probably my favorite part of the movie, maybe it's other people's favorite part, was the whole recording part, which I'm like, oh, for sure Lex Luthor changed it to what they say. But apparently that's what they actually said.
Oh, right.
I thought that was refreshing.
The parents.
Like,
the real secret.
Yeah. And it's like harem.
Yeah.
It's just like, what is this? Are we in
They're big anime fans.
So what do you call it? Sword Art Online, and he has all the girls like
they're big quintuplets fans.
Yeah.
So I thought the fact that was real, thought it was refreshing, because for sure I thought Lex Luthor was like, oh, let me just make it up, and everybody was gonna be against him. So it made the whole public backlash a little more real, and then also his reaction to, like, okay, I kind of lived my whole life by these words, and I'm finding out that
all these words are not what I thought they were.
Be the best you can be. Yes, I will, parents. And destroy everybody.
I'm sorry, come again? What was that last part? Huh?
Have 20 wives.
Huh?
What?
Yeah. Bring glory back to Krypton. Oh, okay.
Bring me all the quintuplets.
And really, to bring it home, when he had to talk with his dad, when he's like, it's not really what they said, it's what you wanted it to mean.
There you go.
And I was like, well put, sir. Well put.
I seen Pokemon the first movie.
Is that what they say?
Well, it's something. It's not what you were born with. It's what you do with life that makes it special, or something like that.
So, I thought that was a really nice moment, and then he like, oh, you know what? You're right, sir.
You're goddamn right.
The whole portal things had me confused for the biggest.
Oh, like
I'm like, yeah, I'm like, what's going on? Are these clones? And it was just like, I was really overwhelmed by that part.
Yeah.
The pocket dimension.
Yeah. Lex had a lot going on there.
He's a busy man.
Lex won't let go of things.
He's got a heart on, and not the good kind.
You know the whole thing where I kind of laughed at the end where they had this war going on, and they're like, Superman, and he never shows up.
I kind of like that, just because because the cliche answer is he would show up and save the day, right?
Yeah, I literally thought he was gonna quickly fly there, come back.
Exactly right. So I like that like I said, because the easy answer is to do these things that you expect Superman to do, and James Gunn said, well, we could do that, or we could do something maybe a little better, or at least different. And I appreciate the difference, honestly.
I also like the girlfriend of Lex, that he actually likes Jimmy. She actually.
And poor Jimmy's like, just like.
Yeah, poor Jimmy's like, we can hang out this weekend. Like, really had to get it out of him.
It kind of reminded me of Shallow Hal, where
that's a reference. I'm surprised I remember that movie.
You know the Constanza character? I forget his name in the movie.
Yes.
Where he has this really hot girlfriend, and he dumps her because like one of her toes is just like, she has like a bunion or something, and she's like, no, that ruins it for me.
Too much.
And she's like a model.
Sounds about right.
I kind of felt like that.
Sounds like George.
Is that what the reason that Jimmy didn't like her? What was his reason?
I think she's just too upset. She's too much yandere going or something.
Yeah, she's a lot. She's high maintenance, I think.
That's another way maybe to describe that.
Another true hero that wasn't Superman.
Yeah.
He took one for the team.
Yeah, because like, you think she's dumb, and then she's taking those pictures in...
Right, she's the one that revealed, and that's a nice little twist I really did enjoy, right? Because, the cliche, oh, she's just a bimbo, blonde bimbo, she doesn't know shit, right? But she's like the one that breaks the whole case wide open. So, oh, that's cute.
Yeah, I forgot what else I was going to say, but...
You like bimbos?
She just needed red hair. And then...
I was gonna say red hair members, of course. Come on now. Come on.
Oh, it was about the heroes, the other guys.
Mm-hmm.
One, I think hot girl is kind of useless.
A little bit.
Like, what's her thing? Like, what makes her?
She screams very
She can
loud.
She
fly?
screams loud and she can fly and she can never die.
Because I felt like when they were fighting that big
Or
monster,
she
I'm
gets
like,
resurrected, I should say.
when they were fighting that big old monster, I'm like, are you really doing damage? Like, I feel like you're not doing much.
Wow.
She's
The-
trying. She's distracting.
Mr. Terrific was terrific.
He was living up to his name.
Green Lantern could do a lot with those. What is it?
His ring.
Flubber.
Well, his Green Lantern powers.
Yeah, there
There
you
you
go. And the last thing I wanted to mention, because after we watched the movie, we like to talk about what was your favorite part, favorite characters, and I forgot who I said. I don't think I had a favorite character. My brother was like hot girl, and then my niece was like, I'm gonna tell my mom. I'm gonna tell my mom. And then she was talking about her favorite character. I think she said Superman, and
Not a terrible
and then
answer.
he's all like, well, why'd you like Superman? Because he's hot.
Wow.
That's what my brother said. And then he's like, well, what's wrong with hot girl? There's nothing wrong with her. It's the fact that you're calling her hot girl. So my niece didn't know that was her name. My brother said hot girl, and
but she heard hot.
she heard
as
hot
your
girl. She
brother-
got mad. She was
As
like,
your brother England.
As he goes, yeah, definitely. That's what I said.
And then-
Hawk girl.
and then
yes.
that was her reaction. Right. Her name is hot girl. What kind of stupid name is that?
She's on it.
She thought my brother was saying hot girl.
That's cute.
Yeah.
All right. All right. I guess on
Uh,
that note, Miles, you have to pick up and tell us a cute little sassy stories like that.
Yeah, I guess so. Unfortunately, we don't have any of that. I only have you.
I can be sassy.
Yeah, I know. But anyway, so I guess interesting about this one is unlike other past Supermans we've seen, Christopher Reeves, your other Superman characters we've seen. This one I think is the most humanized one. In a sense, because usually, Superman. Yeah, I mean, there was a little emotional with the last the Snyderverse Superman, right?
Mhm.
There's a little more emotional here and there. He gets upset or something like that. But here, he's always kind of questioning, like, what's wrong with me trying to do the right thing?
Mm-hmm.
What's wrong with me? I did this. Like, no one forced me to. No one told me to. No one paid me.
Right.
No
I
one,
wasn't working for a secret government or agency.
I thought that this was a good way to stop this from happening because I do want people to.
War
die.
is bad. I will stop war because I can.
And the fact that everybody's questioning, like, well, you can't. You gotta go through the right channels here, Clark.
Right.
You got to go through.
Let the people die.
And the fact that he's like, no, and you see him visually get upset.
Yeah, he gets upset. Just like philosophy, he just doesn't believe in that bullshit.
Yeah, and the fact you see him get upset, that's not very. To most people, like, don't see Superman.
Right, because you'd be more in like most of the traditional ones. You'd be more calm, cool, and collective the whole time throughout, right? But you can see him; he was starting to get like visually upset.
Yeah.
Of like, what are you on about? That's stupid. I don't do stupid. It's just common sense.
Or like I said earlier, what Frank mentioned about finding about what his parents actually did, left the message, right?
Yeah.
He was distraught, right?
Yeah, everything you ever believed in.
And the fact that you see him visibly, like the way how he moved around, the way how he interacted, things like.
Good point.
As a Superman, because it brings me like kind of like the last Guardian movie, right? It's a lot more emotional, more
personal
than like any other we've seen Superman been throughout all of these years, I guess, in movie form,
wrong.
I should say. And the fact that because he does have the I call it the Superman voice, because he's very like low, kind of like he's more like like I don't know about this Lois or
right.
But the way how he delivers the line, right? It just feel like this is Superman, like he's trying to present, but then he gets serious at certain points, right? It's not always like because it could be like a little jokey. Kind of Guardians kind of a little more jokier per se, but
he does get a little jokier, but not too much. Just the right enough to make him like feel human.
Yeah, but I appreciate his emotional range more because it's like he's trying to be more human. He's more human-like,
right?
Because he was raised by humans. It wasn't just a straight alien throughout, right?
Which is fitting because the whole argument at the end of the climax of the movie is just that.
Mm-hmm.
Which is also a great speech, which we'll talk about in a minute.
Yeah, and the fact that Lex really just like he follows him on Instagram, he got his Twitter.
He stalks him. He's got a shadow ghost account.
You know, he built a clone out of him, and like how do you get my clone? Well, see, I followed you around your house, and I got a hair from your like. Whoa, that's a little creepy, Lex, bro. That's a little creepy there, man.
Keep that shit to yourself, bro.
And I said, I made a whole plan. I had this whole strategy. I have a team here, and we're like, well, our goal is to beat you no matter what. Like, bro,
one for Silicon Valley.
Yeah, but man, he was like, yeah,
a little upset.
Like when they were like, we know your plan. You want to cause war to get profits. No, it was all for you, Superman. It was to get to you.
And I started the war just to get to you. Talk about a jealous ex out here.
Yeah, but boy was like there was Lois Lane and there's Lex right after.
He definitely. I think he was more into him than she was to him.
Yeah, it's like, bro, it's been 10 years.
Take it down a notch, man. I don't think it's happening.
Yeah, it's like
if I can't have him, no one can.
You know, and in fact, you know, the Justice Gang.
Mm-hmm.
Justice Gang, and there's a whole bit about that. But you know, they're there, but also not there at the same time.
They're there enough to, like I said, make the movie not.
It's Mr. Terrific. Mr. Terrific is probably the best. He's the second best character in that thing.
He steals the spotlight because James Gunn's like, superheroes and superpowers are cool. You know what's cooler? More down to earth characters that people can relate to, and he's just a smart guy.
And I said the whole sequence you see him when he
fights. Yeah,
that was a beautiful sequence of it, like going around the camera.
Cinematography wise and just filming and putting it all together. Yeah, that's a great sequence.
And it's just, you know, I go, this is the selling point of the movie. And, my friend, there are less info with Superman per se.
Yes.
But I think for Superman, it's more about the emotional impact rather than
him punching his way.
Because I think other versions of Superman have been let me punch my way out of it, because like the Justice League, the Snyder Justice League movie, right? Mm-hmm. Like when Superman's here, that's it. We're done.
I was saying the Joss Whedon, excuse me, that's reinventing the black and white version came out much later on HBO Max, which is very different.
Yeah.
Why'd you do that voice?
Because that's the nerd voice.
That's the nerd voice. But I was mentioning like in Endgame, right? Avengers Endgame. Mm-hmm. When Captain Marvel comes in, that's it. We're done.
The big powerhouse is here,
and that's it. The show's over.
Right.
This is the closer.
It's the Saitama problem.
Yeah.
Oh, here comes One Punch Man. Oh shit! When he shows up, it's over.
But the fact that they give him obstacles in this way, and he has to struggle for it, right? Mm-hmm. I think that's what makes the movie more better, more intense, because Superman, you're not sure Superman will win this fight, right? Because emotions will get in the way of him fighting, or he has a lot of things going on in his head in the moment.
Physically, of course, he could win the fight, but emotionally, can he win the fight, right?
Yeah. So I think it was a good way to display that throughout the film. Like, to see the character in a different light than we've seen in the past iterations, I guess.
True. I agree.
And I said, poor Jimmy. Poor Jimmy's just taking
one for the team.
Taking the team for all of us. And man, he just really no.
Oh no.
But overall, I think it's probably it is the best thing DC made in a while so far. It's a good start, a good head for start.
Is this true?
I can see it probably winning like awards something that next year probably, because I think where he did it, it's a good way for not having Marvel constraints, being able to be a little more not too flexible, like a little more flexible here and there with certain things.
Do what he thinks is gonna work,
and in fact, he has a vision for how everything else down the line is gonna go this way. I think Marvel has to kind of be like, there's a little shake in their boots a little bit, because the Marvel's been kind of stalling.
Marvel's been lost for a long time, and everyone's placing their bets on the new big arc phase, I guess.
How you beat Marvel? You get a guy from Marvel to be Marvel. But yeah, that's I guess that's my spoiler talk. Yes.
All right. I guess pretty much building upon what you guys already talked about. I think as I talked about in the non-spoiler talk, is a lot of the themes in this movie, and the reason why Lex Luthor just always hated Superman is just the idea of he is an outsider, he's different, he's physically better than human beings, and just the fact he just can't let that idea go of someone's smarter, faster, stronger than me.
He can't let him go.
Yeah, he literally can't let him go. And you really see that in that movie. We've joked about it, but it's true, and that's always been his flaw and his I guess his double-edged sword. That's what motivates him to be smarter, right? But also and that's a great thing. In so many of the comic book runs, it's like, Lex, you're like the smartest guy in the universe. You could do all these amazing things, and yet you choose to keep fighting. Why? You could have saved the world. You could have done this. You could have done that. But you're just a petty, dumb man for some stupid for the smartest guy in the world, you're the dumbest guy I know. Uh-huh. So I think, it stays true to that character. You get in this representation of him as well. Once again, right now in America, there's a lot of the themes of, being different, the outsider, a foreigner in our country and our rules and this and that, right? And, you're not one of us, you're one of them. And there's always that separation, right? And that's how Lex Luthor feels good about himself. He's able to sleep at night and motivate himself to then go out and, try to outsmart Superman and everyone else in the world, right? But then you get that big speech at the end of it's a very simple speech, but it's so refreshing. Yeah. Because it's just the right amount of Superman talk, but also down to earth talk of dude, that's where you've been wrong. I'm just like every other average Jane and Joe out there. I put on my pants one leg at a time. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but I sip my coffee, ponder it, and then I do my best to go execute it, just like everybody else. Yeah, maybe I'm faster. Maybe I could punch stronger than most people and this and this and that. But at the end of the day, I have the same insecurities, the same feelings as anyone else. And I think that's a very important thing that's been true a century ago when Superman first came out. And here still in 2025 is a lot of people want to do their best to separate people from each other and see the differences versus look at all the things that people are similar with. Yeah. And once you really think about that, you'll realize it's a fool's choice to see this world in this certain lens. And so I just found it very refreshing. And once again,
Lex, you got to let me go. Lex, you got to let me go.
I just said no, Doc. I like her more. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Lois and I are going out now.
It's not going to work out between you and me. It's not you, it's me.
I think the argument is that you could edit that movie. You can make this.
Honestly, I thought he was going to try to reach in for a kiss. I won't lie. I would have believed him. But yeah, like I said, I really just like that very simple ongoing thing that's, like I said, it's been there since day one of the comics. It's been a lot. It's not like, they came up with this weird scenario just to get the bases going, right? It's like, no, that's just the lore of the universe and has been for a long time. On those bullet points, he hit it out of the park. As I mentioned before in the non-spoiler talk, is the jokes, the humor. I did find that scene maybe a little long-winded, but initially funny with the big epic climax fight happening outside the window, and he doesn't even fight at all into it, because that's just James Gunn's humor. So I appreciate and understand that humor, but it was a little long of a sequence. I got the joke already, and I know we're trying to be serious and drama, and he and Lois is going through a difficult moment. So I'd pull back a little bit on that sequence and that shot in particular. I definitely agree on Frank on that one. That would help a little bit with its tonal shift and this and that. And yeah, back to Crypto for a little bit. Yeah, he was the dumb mutt that allowed for shenanigans to occur for the sake of comedy, and also maybe a little bit of extra violence that you wouldn't normally get, because Superman's not gonna grab and punch Lex Luthor up and down like the Hulk would, right?
Yeah.
But you know who would? That crazy canine of ours.
Yeah, but it was a little, sometimes he was a little too
dumb.
Yeah, because for a few moments I see Crypto every five.
He's a new dog. Or plus, he's not really Superman's dog. He's Supergirl's dog. Yeah. So that's why he's a bad boy.
Yeah, but it was a little.
It's a little bit of I roll.
I heard the movie people, a lot of people wanted to get dogs after seeing Crypto, and this was and I go, how?
I mean, every pet has their own little unique quirk, let's say. That's a lot of quirk to deal with, let's say. I'm not sure if I want that kind of pet in my life.
I mean, for Christ's sake, every time he sees poor Superman, he's
pummels him.
Pummels him.
That is funny, though.
Please take me.
And he's already beat up and he jumps on him. It's like, oh God, really not helping. That once again, the James Gunn humor I laughed at. That was my more funny joke, is where Lex Luthor's being an evil guy and playing Russian roulette with that one guy. And be like, you're going to tell me everything, Superman, about your plan, about taking over the planet and this and that, or I'm going to kill your best friend. Boom. Oh, well, that ended quicker than I thought it would. It's like, it's so funny. It's like, bro, it's only 1 in 6 chances. It's not that crazy of an odds to get that.
And if it's so I'm gonna come back to you later.
I'm gonna come back tomorrow with someone else that I'm gonna do the same thing with.
And it kind of just floats away
because it just shows his character of he acts tough, he seems smart, but Jesus Christ, is he an idiot so many times. And I guess Mr. Terrific was probably the steal of the show. But also my second favorite would be the Green Lantern.
Oh, Guy Garner?
Yes, with Nathan Fillion, the actor, yes. He plays it very well, just the right amount of dumb and cool at the same time, right? He tends to play those kinds of characters, and also a bit of an asshole, right? So I thought he played that character just the right amount of like, it's a cool name, where it's a cool, and then that was the last joke.
The ending?
Yeah, the ending. The Justice Gang, that's a great name. You're in.
When he had just denied him.
Yeah, he's like, oh, with that ugly mug, oh no, you're out. You no way. Oh, with that name though? Oh, he's back in. Back in.
I just like the line Mr. Riggs is like, no, I'm here just to piss guy off. That's why I'm here.
So yeah, and like I said, I think that's the way to do it because Superman, for better or worse, he can be a little plain, a little vanilla-y, right? So he figured out the right characters, kind of punch up the script a little bit and get it his way, but also maintain Superman to be Superman and also giving him a moment or two of shine. Despite sometimes, maybe diminished a little also Superman in his own movie once again. But yeah, I think that's really it when it came to the big spoilers. I think we tackled most of the things I was thinking about discussing. Unless something comes to mind in the last second.
Well, while you think, Lois sucked.
She's barely in the movie.
She's been hanging out with Mary Jane.
I knew he was gonna say that name right.
And I was excited to see her because she comes out in them Mrs. Marvel, something like that.
Oh, the actress?
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, that's Monk's daughter. So she was a bit annoying to me. Like that part when they were fighting and they had like the and she was like, I knew it wouldn't work out. And then you could see like Superman like, you're just being crazy.
Right.
I'm gonna just walk away. But it's just like, ooh, I would not have been that cool, man.
She's cool.
Well, it is hard because she's trying to be a reporter at the same time, and it shows like unique. Like she doesn't herself is kind of.
Well, she's trying to tap. She wants to be the girlfriend, but also her reporter brain comes on, right? So that's her struggle. It's just you kind of wish, and like Frank mentioned early on, is like you kind of wish you saw a little bit more of their chemistry, this or that, to help.
Show me why you like her.
Yes, because early on you just kind of assume because you've seen the cartoon and the comic book, so you know they like each other, right?
Give me a little.
Yeah, no,
here.
I agree. They needed a little bit more setup, and then you could get to the drama beat. Yeah. No, I agree, Frank.
And then the other thing I kind of wanted to mention is I really liked his answer to going to save Crypto. In my mind, I'm like, this bratty dog. Just let him.
Right, forget about this dog. He's a jerk.
Yeah, and then his answer was kind of like, you're right.
Yeah, where is the dog?
Yeah, because he was like, because I for some reason the public didn't like the dog. I think.
Yes.
And then he was like, he's not a bad dog, just scared. I'm gonna go save him.
Right.
And it's like, oh, you know what? That is, I would do the same thing, even though I'm not really of a animal person.
He hates animals. Confirmed. Frank hates animals.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, confirm me.
You're just Jack Black and Anchorman punting the dog over the bridge.
You caught me.
You got me. Nice touch, Frank. All right, unless anyone else got any final thoughts, Superman, I think we're gonna call it there.
Yeah, I think we should hang the cape.
For now. We'll see what happens in the future in the James Gunn DC universe.
And the drunk Supergirl.
Well, she likes to party. And the Red Suns. Good times, I guess. So yes, our next movie now up to bat is the Fantastic Four. Once again, we need to work on these names.
First Steps.
Oh, right, that one actually does have a name. Yes, First Steps. All right, and this one, I guess, will set up. So we are in a little different from typical MCU movies because we're not in the 616 universe. We're old
828.
Yes, we're in a different universe.
How do you know this?
It actually says in the beginning of the movie, and also we're nerds.
I was getting popcorn.
Yeah. See, if you're paying attention, Frank, you wouldn't know.
So it's not the same planet. So, Iron Man isn't here, Thor, Captain America isn't here. It is a brand new universe, and it is very much based on like the time period where the original Fantastic Four comic book run came out in the 60s in New York in particular. And that's what we find the setting in the universe in a futuristic, very The Jetsons-like kind of with flying cars and this and that.
Like retro future, I guess?
Retro new future. The optimistic vision of what the future was going to look like in the 60s, right? Very much like that. And the Fantastic Four is kind of what you might remember and recognize if you've read the comic books, seen the old cartoon, this and that. So they are pretty much intact. You have Mr. Fantastic, who, of course, can stretch everywhere, played by Mr. Pedro Pascal. You just can't avoid this man in Hollywood.
Yeah.
You got the Invisible Woman, a.k.a. his wife. her brother Johnny Storm, and of course Ben Grimm, aka the Thing. And he looks like how he should look like, the Big Rock Man. Thankfully, it's not some questionable orange-looking terrible bodysuit.
Well, technology improved a lot.
That does help. I mean, I don't know if that first costume wasn't terrible.
Well, it's one of the things like you.
It's aged poorly looking back.
You look at it now, like, oh.
Yeah. At the time, I thought, he looks big orange Rocky Man.
How you do it back then, right? That's you ask yourself. It's like, ooh.
I'm surprised he didn't try to put the gun in Mr. Fantastic and be like, look what you did. Look what you did, Reed. You killed Galactus. You're going to have to go away a long time for that.
Yeah, there you go.
S.H.I.E.L.D. fans rejoice for that joke. Okay, back to first steps. So yes, we're in this other new universe. Pretty much the Fantastic Four as you recognize and remember them as. The difference being in the opening act, turns out that Sue Storm is pregnant with their soon-to-be first child, which is very much on the comic book form if you're familiar with that. And of course, Reed, being the nerdy guy he is very paranoid and, oh no, what's that mean for this kid? We have mutant X-Men-like powers, right? Is that going to make my kid a freak?
This thing out, playing for every single gosh.
A very worried parent, let's say, which, very relates even without the whole superpower thing being in the equation, right? So that's kind of cute and happening. And of course, the two uncles-to-be are very excited and happy for that happening. So everything's looking pretty promising in the first opening moments of this movie. But after hearing that great news, they get terrible news because the Silver Surfer shows up on this planet and goes, hey, Galactus coming, and your planet's doomed. So hold and hug each other where you can because the doom days are coming now.
Yeah.
Peace.
Yeah, and it just takes off. And everyone's, including the Fantastic Four, going, what the fuck just happened? And so now they're kind of scrambling, trying to figure out, who's this Galactus guy? What's he all about? And this and this and that. And they decide, well, instead of waiting for Galactus to show up on Earth, let's go out to him. We've gone to space before. That's how we got our powers. We can do that too. And sure enough, they go out and search for Galactus in order to fight him, talk about it, negotiate.
Yeah.
They come. What's the line? I've come to negotiate, Galactus. Wink, wink. So yeah, that is basically the premise of this movie: is Galactus is coming, and how are we going to stop the World Eater from destroying this Earth and this and that? What will happen to our heroes? Bum bum bum. And so, yes, spoiler talk, which is like previous before. Spoiler-free talk first, and then we'll get to our spoiler talk afterwards. I'll keep going, I guess, for a little bit.
All right.
So overall, did I like the movie, yes or no? Yes. I think it was one of the better Marvel movies that has come out in recent history in my mind. Did it blow my socks off? What I think is the second coming that the Marvel Universe desperately needs? Not necessarily, but it's not a terrible. It's a little flicker, a little flare for the big candle to light up what is about to come ? Down the line in all the MCU nonsense we currently find ourselves in. So I did enjoy it, just maybe not as much as I was hoping, but for better or for worse, this one versus the Superman movie, without getting once again spoilers for that movie, James Gunn still figured out a way to incorporate his kind of sensibilities and what he likes in a movie into that movie. While here, it feels like this director really just wanted to pay homage to the original run that Stan Lee and Jack Kirby worked on in comic book form and bringing it into the big screen.
Right.
And I think he did a very excellent job in doing that.
Right.
The slightly downside about that, once again, double-edged sword, my catchphrase of this episode of the podcast, is it's very optimistic and not down to earth at times. Right. So if you like the more grittier, practical superhero movies, like maybe you saw in, I don't know, like Captain America 2 or something like that, right? You're not going to get that really here so much. But you are going to get a good sense of, like I said, that feeling of what it was to be optimistic in that time period, in American history where the space race was happening and America was chasing for the stars and we're going to land on the moon and JFK and this and that, right? So it does do a good job of, like I said, paying tribute to those ideas and beliefs back in the day. I thought the acting of all the characters were overall good. No one's performance really got me like, whoa, that's amazing. If I'm being honest, it's kind of hard, to be fair. I mean, when the one guy's being mocapped for, playing a big CG rock monster, right? That's a uphill fight for the actor, right? So sadly, it's all the post guys that are trying to do it. But they all were well enough. I wasn't like disappointed with the performances either. It was just very safe. It worked. The most I could say, maybe I'm a little bit, but it's more of a breaking the meta, breaking the lore of Pedro Pascal again.
Wow.
This bloody guy, can't get rid of him. I just can't shake him.
Well, it's very old school in the sense, like, we haven't seen someone like dominate all the movies like since like
yes, like an Arnold Schwarzenegger or something.
Yeah, because like he's everywhere
in every movie, TV show,
which is good for him, right? It's good.
He's getting paid great for it. I mean, he's a great actor. I like him most of the things he's in, but it's just a little fatigue. You can have like your favorite song on the radio all the time. You hear it enough, you're gonna hate that song.
Yeah,
and so I did have a little bit of that fatigue seeing him. And he's trying his best to, play Mr. Fantastic, and he does an okay enough job. He wasn't as bad as I kind of was preparing myself to be.
Yeah.
But his accent was a little wonky, let's say, at times. He's very muted, and it just seems like if there's a time to get like me, the most boringest white smart guy in the room, I think now's the time to pull that card. But I guess they just didn't want to go that way.
They want his star power.
Oh, that's what it is. And exactly. It's not so much the race thing. It's more of it's a name. Everyone, hey, it's that guy from the thing I just saw yesterday. Here he is again.
Which is kind of funny considering it's Fantastic Four. I think everyone watched Fantastic Four because everyone's been waiting for that for a while now.
Right. Because it was lost in the Fox limbo.
So, yeah, but you really don't need to pull that card per se.
Right, but they wanted
it anyway.
Versus a bunch of actors, which once again I don't really recognize or know, but I'm very bad at that.
Like I said, it's like, we were talking about Superman earlier, right? Like, Superman's brand new people using that. Well, you're like, well, these people are established. They're people that people know, right?
Right. It'll bring people into the theater, which I understand. I get it. That as a producer, casting director, you have to make those calls. Just like I said, it might have been nice to see someone else in the role, let's say. But overall, it wasn't a big negative. It was a small, okay. And then the last thing that comes to mind without getting to spoilers is very, very minor spoiler. I mean, the trailer, they say Galactus. And if you remember the second of the original Fantastic Four movies, Galactus was done dirty, let's say.
Yeah.
This version, no, more comic book accurate on many levels without getting to spoilers.
Yeah.
So if you like that particular character, you're going to see a much closer version to that version you've seen in the cartoons and comic books come to life once again on the big screen. So I think that's good to see. And also the Silver Surfer character, because there's another, it's the female one, they're just woke and it's that. Also comic book thing. So ta-da. But yeah, overall I liked it. Maybe not as much as the Superman movie.
Yeah.
But I did like it nonetheless, and I was happy I got to see it on the big screen and enjoyed our AMC movie A-list pass, whatever they call these days. Yeah. So that justified. So that's always a good day. All right, let's move along here and ask Frank. Frank, what did you think about Fantastic Four First Steps without getting to the spoilerific details just yet?
I liked it. I liked it more than Superman actually.
Oh, plot twist.
It did have its flaws, which I guess I could mention them, but without saying what happens. I thought the ending was a little flat. And there's just this one part where I thought was really dumb. But other than that, I enjoyed it. I don't have Pedro Pascal fatigue, so I did enjoy seeing a familiar face. I did not recognize any of the other three Fantastic Fours. But then later I found out that what's the fiery guy called?
Johnny Storm?
No, his superhero name.
The Human Torch.
Human Torch. He I've actually seen him somewhere before but someone had to tell me because I did not recognize him. He's the guy that comes out in Stranger Things. If you've seen season 4.
Which character?
Have you seen Stranger Things season 4?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's the guy that is hiding. He has like long hair. He plays the guitar at the end.
You mean Eddie?
Yeah, he's Eddie.
Oh.
And I had to say bullshit. I'm like, no, that's not him. It can't be him.
That is a lot of hair covering his face.
Because when they told me, he's the guy from Stranger Things, I was thinking he was the basketball dude, the white.
Yeah, that's my brain was thinking instantly when he said the Stranger Things. Who's he from?
And they were like, no, he's Eddie. I'm like, no,
you're pulling my leg, bro.
I had to look it up. I'm like, it is him.
That's a lot of hair like he's wearing in that show.
Yeah. So I thought it was kind of cool seeing familiar faces. I am a sucker for when they cast known people.
Right, it always helps.
I enjoyed it. Overall, very nice. I thought they did a better job of making the moments feel tense.
I can see that.
The humor, it was not as funny as Superman, which
also true.
In a way, I feel like stick to the plan, but I enjoy humor once in a while. Like They have some stuff that was kind of funny, but overall I liked it. Don't want to say more because I'm bad at not saying spoilers.
And they're all dead.
So yeah.
All right, well, Miles, sounds like it's your turn, brother. What do you think about Fantastic Four?
Well, I think like you mentioned before now, they're not, random guys, young kids starring the street or starring, in Hollywood, things like that. They're established actors from different shows, things like that. So, they're well known, right? Some are kind of a little hidden than others. But I do like the fact that, it's a different Earth, so there's no...
You don't have to worry about making sense.
Or, less fluff. We don't have to worry about this, that. Who cares? These guys, they're established, like Superman, they're established.
They've been around for a long time.
They've been around, but they've been like in the movie, they're like, it's been like 5 years.
Oh, right. It's been 4 years.
4 years.
1 year more than Superman.
But they've been they're established guys.
We're not going to show them going into the spaceship and my arm. Oh, I feel my skin.
And even they show like audio because we don't have budget for that.
It doesn't matter. You know what happens. You know these characters.
Somehow they did the same thing Superman did, where they're like, all this, we skip it,
right?
But it didn't make me miss it in this one. So they kind of did a little better job of like not saying everything we've already heard,
right?
But like sprinkling a couple of things,
right? I think. Well, I have a theory of why. I'll say that because it's kind of a spoiler, a very minor spoiler, but just in case.
Oh, sorry.
And the fact that they're established, they're like the Avengers, or they're like
they are the superheroes.
Team. There's really no one else.
Yeah,
really.
There's no Tony Stark or anyone else to call to save the day. Xavier isn't here.
No, they had lunch boxes. They had a lot of like
they have their own cartoon.
I had no idea that was like it wasn't even the same universe. I just thought that it was such.
In the past.
In the past.
Yeah. No, because they're still trying to keep the multiverse saga alive. Why? Because reasons. But this way, the brick way, and don't have to worry about other things. This is its own different thing. But I do like the fact that like all together, individually, some like this, and some are flawed. Different tasks is a little. I think Johnny and the Thing were they're probably the best characters in that movie.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I think poor Sue her person her person disappears like
just like her character.
It kind of disappears because it's more kind of just like like mom character.
Yeah, I mean she has mom. She does cool things here and there. The climax without getting into any more details.
Yeah,
than that.
But I feel like but they were really trying to sell that aspect more than anything else about her character, which I think was a little.
She does get a little bit of short in the straw.
But I think collectively, all together, they work out pretty well as like this is a family, right? This is
they sold that idea very well.
They sold the idea like here's this guy. We're all as a family. We're gonna tackle this together as a family. We're working like the family. They really sold that idea collectively.
Then comes Van Diesel.
Yeah, this car. So you like fast cars?
Do you like fast cars?
I think just the fact that it's retro futuristic helps. It sounds like the kind of like never back then. How they were.
We felt like we could do it all.
And then it's funny because like we said earlier with like the Superman parallels between this movie and the Superman movie from earlier. One's trying to be more different and be more its own organic original thing. Well, here's like, we're sticking to what everyone knows is the classic. There's no real. We're not gonna really
modernize it or this or that. We're gonna stay true.
And that's 100% sold on that idea. We weren't trying to do any weird jokes, futuristic jokes, or things like that. This is it fit in universe and at the time period and things like that, so everything fit better. And going that route, right? It's like two different routes per se. So I guess that.
All right, I was afraid for unless you cut yourself off, I'm gonna cut you. You're done. You had your chance. You blew it.
Well, I think because most people get spoiled. I think that's where most of
that's where all the juicy details are gonna be, and that's why we're gonna start it right now. But in case you haven't watched it just yet, we timestamp down below with that little outro and a little tease of what's coming up on the future of the Otaku podcast. So we'll see you there. But for those who have already gone to the theaters and watched Fantastic Four: First Steps, was it called Baby Steps at one point? Or am I crazy?
It was first, but then we felt that was too silly.
Too on the nose. Okay, good.
Well, because the whole movie, I think, because the premise of the movie,
the baby's coming. Yeah, well, yeah.
But I thank God we were too on the nose.
A little too on the nose. Okay, I was one of those when I was watching, like, am I crazy or I thought that?
Yeah, because I don't know why they added a second. I don't know why they added a second thing below, because Marvel likes doing that for some reason.
Well, I mean, they're just trying to be stylish. Well, for one, it's searchable. And 2, it sticks with the whole Art Deco 60s vibe, I guess. All right. So in this particular brand new Fantastic Four movie of 2025, I'm trying to think, what are the big spoilers that are worth talking about, I suppose. I do... Galactus, I guess, maybe is the easiest one to go there. He is a big purple man.
Yeah.
And there's no if, ands, or buts, or whys, or who's, or hows. He's just a big old purple man on a big old ship blowing up planets. How very, what's Transformers' bad guy's name? Unicron. That's something like that. How Unicron of him going around just doing that. And so, yes, I like how unapologetic, because I feel like, as I tease in the non-spoiler talk, is in the second movie where they tried to do that plot line with the Silver Surfer and even had Lawrence Fishburne play the character in this and that, or voice him, I guess. It's just, it is what it is. And either you're going to accept that or you're not going to accept that, right? I said this before in like the Cowboy Bebop adaptation on Netflix, right? Once you start explaining nonsense, you're in trouble. You've already fallen for the fool's trap. You put yourself in a giant hole that you're never going to ever get yourself out of, right? But it's just like, he's just a big purple man with a big silly helmet walking around New York City and crushing buildings. Yeah. He's just, discount Godzilla with the bad cosplay, I guess. I don't know, right? But I just like the fact it's just non-apologetic. It is what it is. And you get what you expect out of this, this world crusher dominator, right? Yeah. And so it was nice to finally see him come to life on the big screen, because he's not a big evil gray cloud monster, the big shot, CG ugly shot that just destroyed anything, because Fox was scared. They're like, a big purple man is silly. We don't do silly. We're serious out here. Yeah. That's why Wolverine isn't in a yellow costume. They're all wearing leather black costumes. All right, so we don't do comic book shit out here. It's very serious business. So I just, like I said, very grateful to see they just didn't give a fuck and just stay true to what the comic book was. Is when, for a lot of people who don't know, Fantastic Four was the beginning of the Marvel universe, or more than just the cinematic universe, the whole universe together. Well, it's everything. The brand, right? Because it was the first series that, once again, the two creators who ended up, every other big name that came afterwards started here. And so I'm a big fan of fundamentals, right? Yeah. And that's what you're going to get in this movie and in these characters is they tackle the whole situation as a family, and you definitely feel that in this movie. And that that's a good place to talk about is the big speech there, right? Similar to kind of like the Superman speech a little bit in the end of that movie of the world finds out, which at first you're like, why would Reed Richards tell the world, oh yeah, we could have saved the planet, but I didn't want to sell my kids, so you guys are fucked.
That's the part I thought was stupid.
Yes. So, and here's the thing, it is stupid. I don't love it, but without that. Two things. For one, that plays true to his character. If he's just a naive, optimistic scientist that he knows that this is the truth and I'm not lying to people, and it's always better to tell the truth than to lie or cover up things, right? Yeah. So it plays to his character that he's that naive and foolish enough to say that out loud to the public, which most people would never, ever do. Right. And two, it also allows for the drama for the scene I'm about to talk about occur, right? Because now the world's like, well, fuck the Fantastic Four. They sold us out. Give us your baby. We're going to, sacrifice your baby, right? As a mathematic person would be like, well, the numbers game, right? 1 versus a billion people, whatever the number might be, right? It only makes sense it's worth the trade, right? Yeah. Sue Storm has the good speech of like, this is my family. I'm not willing to sell out my family to save the Earth. Having said that, I'm not also willing to sell out the Earth to save my family. I thought that, it's a very simple but effective speech that it sold that scene, that plot line, which, like I said, in the very beginning, I was like, oh my goodness, why or why? And it allowed for it to occur. So, kudos for riding themselves out of that hole, let's say. Yeah. So it worked out. And I thought, and once again, it brought it to the theme about family. And you have that line early on where we always get together on Sunday. We never miss Sunday dinner, right, together. And the little robot Herbie, he's cute, little Kirby guy walking around with this little cassettes he switches out to different modes. I love that vibe of 60s retro sci-fi future.
Jetsons of you.
Yeah, very analog, futuristic, right? Because you get that shit also like in like the first 2 Alien movies in particular, right? Where everything's it's futuristic, but everything's still on cassette tapes for some fucking reason, right? And like weird things like that. Like, why would they still do like even get that like in Back to the Future a little bit, right? So it definitely has that aesthetic also going on, which I'm a bit of a sucker for. But I'm a 90s kid, so I remember these days where once upon a time we did believe these ideas at some point.
You ever find Betamax?
Nostalgic. Which one?
Betamax tapes.
Oh yes, yeah. Cowboy Bebop reference also number 2. Yeah, the climax. It did. I was mixed feelings, I guess, on the climax with the big showdown with Galactus, right? Because he, comes down, he's walking down like Godzilla down New York, Madison Avenue, and right. And I guess before even that, an interesting premise is once again this optimistic vision of the future where, hey, we need to turn off the power and we could save the planet, right? In our current reality, I find that very difficult to see happening,
right?
Let's say. But that's the difference between, our reality and this reality of they actually do come together, and once again, as a family, to pull off the impossible, right? And that is the power and the message of, once again, throughout this whole movie, is if we stick together and see this through, we can beat anything, even this world-eating giant purple man out here, right?
Yeah.
We can do it all. And so, like I said, it may be a little childish of a notion to think about, but you know what? In this current reality of 2025, I can use a little hope. And then getting back to the big fight, I like the fact that it seems it's more practical because he's a big man. This is like one of the most powerful guys in the whole universe, right? And they really get their clocks cleaned once again. Poor Ben almost got shot off to space. He was going to join Cars up there in the JoJo universe. I think Johnny stopped him. So I like that because the Thing is a big, powerful guy, but against this guy, he's kind of nothing, right?
Yeah.
So it only makes sense that basically that's what's going to happen. Poor Reed Richards, he was going to meet Jim there in the office situation from the other movie. So, that was a bit of oh no.
You too, huh?
Yeah. And thank goodness Scarlet Witch was busy in this movie. So yeah, I thought the drama was there. And I did think it was kind of fitting. Once again, maybe a little cheesiness in that. But I thought, because a lot of people always think like, oh, the Thing is the strongest. Oh, the Human Torch is the strongest. Oh, Mr. Fantastic, he's the smartest. He can figure out anything, right? But really, who's the one that wins the fight? Good old Mom. And you never mess with Mama Bear and messing with her cub because she gets pissed real quick, real fast. And she goes Super Saiyan real easy. And so I did like I said, a little campy, a little cheesy, but once again, that's the theme and feeling of this whole movie. So it's fitting that she just levels up and, pushes down Galactus, and he's like, what's happening? What's happening? Oh, how's this woman doing this to me? Beaten by a woman? Never. Where's my cigars? So I did like that she was the one that was the big force at the end of the day. And spoiler alert once again, I did like the fact she technically did die. But because of magical powers she got better. But I did like that for a minute there, it looked like maybe there was going to be a bittersweet ending, right? Which I'm a big sucker for. So I did enjoy it, though I did kind of roll my eyes of like, I know these characters are going to show up again in more Marvel movies. So you knew, just like spoilers for Endgame, Infinity Wars, Spider-Man came back.
After the next movie came out.
Yeah, so he got better because there's no way they're gonna let that cash cow just stay dead, right? So yeah, it's definitely I definitely had that mindset also in the back of my mind when that sequence was happening. But I like technically on paper that did happen. And a little story building with the Silver Surfer and playing at her conscience, I thought was well enough to get the character to switch sides. I wish there maybe was a little bit more to that. But I did think it was interesting, though. That was actually my favorite sequence, and I'll end on this one. My favorite sequence actually was when they were escaping Galactus and the Silver Surfer was chasing them. That intensity throughout the whole scene, where she's after them, and there's the black hole, and they're dodging that, and they're trying to shoot her, but the black hole's warping the shot.
That was the best part of the movie. I was going to mention that.
Yeah,
too.
and because it's very much like an Ava sequence of everyone's talking, I really need to do it. It's not happening. You got to do it. You got to shoot it. And she's like, I'm screaming, the baby's coming. Oh, the baby's coming. Ben, get the hell out of here. It's just everyone's just constantly talking over each other and freaking out and trying to. And Mr. Van, give me a sec, I can do that. He's doing math on the spot, right? It's fucking Summer War. Doing the calculations in his head and having a nosebleed. So like I said, that was probably my favorite sequence in that movie because it's very drama and scene, and then of course the very cool, successful pull it off with a nice drift moment that Vin Diesel himself would be impressed with that nice drift at the end, and they slingshot with the black hole. And, that's cool.
Family.
That's cool. Like a family, right? Like a family. They drift like a family.
There you go.
Oh my goodness gracious! But yeah, that was definitely actually my highlight of the movie. But very silly, campy, but in a good silly, campy way. You should maybe check out this movie if you need a little hope in your life. You can't go wrong in that regard. Frank, back to you. What do you feel? How do you feel about this movie, Frank? What is still grinding your stones that you need to get out right now?
No, well, I really like that scene too. Thought it was like you said, the highlight of the action parts. It was kind of funny because when that happened, my niece again.
Uh-oh. The
Like,
troublemaker.
your niece has a lot of moments, apparently.
She's busy.
She goes like, "Are you gonna see?" Under...
Oh, no.
They're like, because when you give birth.
Oh,
they're
yes,
gonna
you're going to see everything.
And they were like, "Don't worry, she's invisible."
You can't see her or anything that's happening with her. Whew.
So I thought that was a really cool thing. I was like really into it. I thought the background music was
Yes, the music. Yes.
That's a big thing for me.
True.
So I was kind of hoping they had a moment like that at the end.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted.
It wasn't as good, sadly.
I did feel like that Mr. Fantastic, is that his name?
Mr. Fantastic.
Mr. Fantastic, a little underwhelming. Like,
He's a smart guy. That's his thing. That's his bread and butter. Not so much fighting.
yeah, I was just like,
He stretches. That's cool.
do something. Do something.
Where's your gear 2 at, bro?
I know. I was just like, that's the only thing that I was kind of hoping to see a little more because he's supposed to be the leader, right? So
Yes.
do a little something like
Leader.
show off a bit.
Flex on these fools.
Yeah. Other thing, I thought it was cool because like you said, the whole world got together. They built all these portals.
Yes.
So I'm like, yes, it makes sense. This is how they're gonna get rid of them.
Right.
And then right away, boom, boom, boom. I'm like, oh,
Uh-oh.
okay, now we're in trouble.
Now we got problems.
A scene that probably my whole family liked was and I liked it too. Was when the Human Torch was gonna sacrifice himself, and then Silver Surfer. Everybody in my family was like, "Yes, that was the best part."
That was very anime of them.
I just didn't like. Didn't understand what he said because he said, "Tell Franklin, blah blah blah." What did he say?
What is it about his cool, his cool uncle?
His uncle loves them or something like that.
Oh,
yeah, one of the
I
yeah,
missed
something
that.
like that.
Oh, I would have shed a tear.
I think I did.
What else was cool? I mean, I thought that you mentioned it, that stupid speech that he just tells him. By the way, I could have saved all of you. Didn't.
I like my kid a little
you
bit
don't
more.
deserve it.
We'll figure it out.
So that part was I just didn't understand it the whole thing. I guess it works with that.
Right.
But I wish it would have been more like, yes, let the world find out, but not because you said it.
Yeah.
Like, let them catch you like on camera or something.
Well, something we just I would have done it a little bit more different. Not so he's most straightforward as you could possibly be.
Or like catch him and Silver Surfer talking and mentioning it.
Yeah, something like that. Where it's like in passing almost. Where he's not trying to keep it a secret, but he's also not so that foolish enough to tell everyone with the cameras on.
So something like that, I think it would have I would have respected him a little more. I don't know.
Right, yeah. No, I can see it.
And I feel like you guys are way better at describing things than me, but hearing you talk about the movie, how it's more lore accurate, they didn't want to do anything, deviate from the original stuff. I'm like, yes, that's kind of what I want to see in my movies. Like, I don't want you. Don't go crazy. Don't.
Yeah. Keep it simple.
So I enjoyed the route that this movie took. I think they hit the spots in mostly everything that I look for in movies. Just like the ending was just like, I just wanted a little Mr. Fantastic Four to do a little bit more.
Yeah.
And
yeah, that's true.
And then just flip that chase scene with the ending, or just put that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a really cool scene. So when that happened, I'm like, this is happening early? What's in store?
This movie's going to end already? Shit, we just started. I just got my popcorn.
I was just like, what's in store for the end? That's what I was thinking. So, not much else to say because I feel like you said a lot and I just agree with a lot of it. Not sure how I feel about the posting that
yes, which I guess we'll save that to the very end because I think that's the next talking off point, right?
So, yeah. I don't. Besides the speech, I don't find much bad to say about it. Nice, safe movie is what I look for.
This is definitely that. I definitely agree with that assessment. What about Miles? What does Miles agree with?
For me, like right off the bat, this thing is pretty lore accurate, right? I think, but I also the point that since we're like 4 years in, 5 years in. Depends how you look at the timeline of the movie, I guess. Into the Fantastic Four being Fantastic Four per se in that world. I think you kind of give Reed a little more leeway because he's still a scientist first.
Right, that's always his thing.
He's not really a
superhero,
a leader or something like that. I'm assuming that's down the line. He'll probably get there, right?
Right.
But he's a scientist first. And he's more worried about the baby because he does not know, and that's what worries him.
Right.
He doesn't know the logic variables, things like that.
That's actually a very good scene, by the way, is where his wife calls him out like, "Why are you thinking these terrible things?" And he explains like, "That's just how my brain works," because that's once again very just canon to his character.
Yeah.
And like it's very like fifth time I'm bringing a double-edged sword for him of like he thinks these terrible thoughts because he needs to predict and understand what could or could not happen, right?
Didn't they have a little bit of a callback to that moment at the end? I just felt like they gave each other a look and like, yes, now is the time to think or something like, I don't know, maybe I'm crazy.
It's because where they agree where the baby is going to be the bait, and she goes like, "God damn it, you're right," but she's not happy about it. But yeah, because because Bessie was like, "No, I never said that. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that." And she was like, "Damn it, we're going to do that because it's the best thing to do."
And you know it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, but I think that's the thing from the get go is that these guys they're relatively new to this universe. Other than Ben has moments here and there, and Johnny has his own moments here and there, both Mr. Fantastic and Sue kind of like lose focus a bit for the most part.
A little bit.
I'm surprised they gave Johnny something, I guess, to be honest.
Well, in this version, they also make him a smart guy, too. Because I guess that's the one very small change. Because I think in the original, he's just kind of like a hot-headed ace, just like what he was like in that first actually adaptation of the movie with
Captain America.
With Captain America, yeah.
But it actually made him like, he has some logical reason to be on the mission.
He's still those things, but also he's not a dummy.
I just thought like, when you like someone,
you're gonna figure out that love.
Try.
Is that Spanish? What is that? I'm gonna hola.
Me gusta.
Nice.
I do like everyone has a little moment to shine here and there. Reed and his he's predicting like the planets, trying to find out like the pattern of where Galactus been, is there a pattern towards where they are at? Sue kind of like she's kind of like I guess leader of the Future Foundation, which I know is another important thing down the line.
Yes, if we build upon that.
Poor Ben's just like dealing with what he has to deal with.
I do like the fact they don't 100% lean into, because that's always the go-to crutch of like, oh, he's a big orange man. Big orange man's ugly. He's not a real man.
Yeah, but
they tease it a little bit, but it's not like the instant handicap thing once again.
Yeah, but everyone else is pretty much used to it by now, and everyone's like cool with it.
Yeah, it's like, oh, he's still a dude. He still feels, and he's a good guy. Well, it doesn't matter if he's a big rock man or not.
And in fact, there was because Reed's always kind of like sad because like he always felt like he could have
he should have saw it coming.
I mean,
like that, and that's also very comic book accurate too.
Because like I should have predicted this, and but everyone's like, no, it's fine. It is what it is.
But that's just his character.
And I said, but there's little aspects like it's very classic the way how these characters are. They're not trying to modernize them, like bring them to a 21st century or something like that.
Some weird twist about them. Not the last Fantastic Four, right? But which I've never seen. I just heard it's the worst thing ever. And you looked at the trailer and you're like, what happened to the Fantastic Four? Yep, there's another one.
Because it died when it came to theaters because no one.
They only put it out because if they didn't put it out, they were going to lose the license of Fantastic Four and go back to Marvel.
Yeah, but I think overall, from Marvel perspective, it is a return to form in a way for them.
It can't be much worse.
I'm not like we've seen like the Marvels, we've seen all the other
not good, and I mean not good.
And it's like, good thing we didn't watch the theater because boy, like the last of them, Captain America, Brave New World, whatever. Like we would like lost.
God, that movie was bad.
I was surprised there was no twist at the end. Kind of like
there is.
I know, but I wasn't expecting. I thought I was expecting like kind of like any like from like the Ant-Man 2 kind of in a way. Those like there like that shit went down bad, right?
Yeah. Okay. I remember which ending that one was. Yes.
Yeah, like because we were having
really bad.
We were finding out, and things got like
because Ant-Man 2 was in that weird time where it came out in that release window.
Yeah. But I never like I was expecting that kind of twist, and that's how they come to our world or something like that. I was expecting like we're getting we're
going to get there, but we didn't get there here today.
I know that's like thank God.
That's true because that would be the easy dumb thing to do, but they avoided that bullet. But we're going to get there.
Get where? What?
to all the teaser of the next movie and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah,
But I don't know if Miles had anything else he wanted to get off his chest before we get to the.
No, if you want to get, well, I'll end my turn because we're gonna get to that part anyway.
All right. I guess now for the final tidbit of Fantastic Four first steps is the tease of Doctor Doom, which we already know in real life reality and behind the scenes magic. It is going to be Robert Downey Jr., which does seem to imply it's going to be some version of Tony Stark and not Victor Von Doom, as tends to be the tradition in, once again, comic book, video game fashion. So that leaves a couple of questions of how are we going to get there and still do the things that Doomsday and Secret Wars end up becoming, if you're familiar with these comic book runs and what happens in those pages in the book. And so, yeah, I don't know. I have very mixed feelings about that. For one, it just screams, just like I've been talking about, Pedro Pascal's been the crutch acting star power wise. Hey, everyone loves Robert Downey Jr. He's the guy who made this franchise the powerhouse it is today. Bring him back, and he's back, and oh baby, it's gonna be good, and this and this and that. It turns out that Dr. Dolittle movie didn't do very well for poor Robert.
Wow.
So it makes sense he'd come back and be happy to work on
Dr. Dolittle? Oh.
Yeah, because the problem is because I still think that's the problem. I think people realize Tony Stark as a character through all the last. There's underappreciation for his character, and that's why he felt like it was underappreciated. So that's why he was.
The similar yes, because before the movie came out, most people did not know who Iron Man was, unless you're a comic book nerd.
Yeah,
because there wasn't a ton of video games. There was one cartoon series most of the time. He wasn't Captain America. He wasn't Spider-Man. He wasn't all these other characters. Right? He was Iron Man. He was the second tier of the list. But that movie came out. They pushed him forward. People liked his performance playing that character, and for him it was great because there's a lot of similarities of him on a personal level, and then Tony Stark the character, very similar stuff going on in real life, without getting into all the details and the drama. But also, as I was teasing at, if I'm kind of scared of do we really need this character, this actor back again to do things?
It depends. Like you said, like you teased before, it depends what they do.
Yes.
Now say obviously because they kind of teased already. He took his mask off, I'm assuming, at the end. So it depends. If we 100%, this is me, Dr. Doom, whatever, never show his face at all.
Well, no, but that's never gonna happen.
That's never gonna happen.
Referring to, you mean the actor's face?
Yeah.
I mean, they put Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise supposed to be in a mecha suit, but they said, nah, give him an exoskeleton suit, and they showed his face constantly in that movie.
Oh yeah, I guess.
And like I said, you're not paying Robert Downey Jr. $1 billion to be in these movies to hide his face behind a silly metal mask. We're lucky to be a 50-50. But to me, it's just it's two things. One, to see the actor again on screen, maybe a little fatigue. But two, the other thing is if you're a comic book nerd, you're going to be like, well, but Victor Von Doom, Dr. Doom, he's one of the biggest villains of all time. Him and Mr. Fantastic's rivalry is, a classic of all time. It's like Lex Luthor and Superman, right? And to be like, well, what if, I don't know, what if Batman became Lex Luthor, right? It's kind of what do you mean? That's not, they're two different characters. You can't overlap each other. And it feels like that's what they're going to have to do here because it seems like they're not going to. It's going to be very jarring and weird if they go no, it's me, guys. It's Robert Downey Jr. playing not Tony Stark, but Victor Von Doom. Definitely not Tony Stark. Everyone got that now? Okay, moving on with the move, right? It's just going to be so hard to overcome that you might as well just surrender and just kill that character, the Victor character, and you're going to have some bizarro evil version of Iron Man he gives himself the name Dr. Doom, I guess.
Well,
that's what I'm thinking they're going to end up doing with that.
Well, I think also could pray if we're going to go with the theme of the multiverse, right? That Victor Von Doom from that universe is one, and that one's from another one. So there'll be multiple Dr. Dooms.
You think it'd be more? They're just going to do Kang with Dr. Doom instead?
Well, not to that extent, but they're going to be at least
more than one Dr. Doom.
More than one to fake us out.
You're probably right. That will be the compromise of Victor Von Doom exists, but also he's not important. Here's Tony Stark.
Yeah,
that's for the next option, which because the multiverse saga, whatever you want to call it, has not been doing well. I mean, Deadpool makes the joke. It's miss after miss after miss, right?
Yeah,
which is very true. And I feel the same way. And this is their safety net, their blanket, right? Of bring back Robert Downey Jr., bring back the brothers, and we're gonna get the ships clean, and we're getting rid of Kang and the actor and all the problems that go with that and bullshit. Because everyone's like, who the fuck's Kang? No one knows. Everyone knows who Galactus is, or most people know Galactus. People know who Thanos is. People know who Doctor Doom is, right? These are the classic villains everyone knows, even if you're not a big comic book. Oh, that guy, the other purple guy, the not big purple guy.
Yeah.
So
They got rid of Kang?
yes, basic. Well, that's what they haven't done it yet, but they're about to because they haven't technically written him off yet. But they're gonna. I don't know what Doctor Doom's gonna. I guess he's gonna show up with the Infinity Gauntlet snap, and there goes all the Kangs.
I don't know.
And I am Doctor Doom.
No, but see, problem that'd be way too cheesy.
I know it would be. God, I hope Jesus, if that happens, I'm throwing myself out of the theater.
But it'd be funny if it is.
It'd be funny though.
You know, it's like what it's like.
It's like the line, but not. And we're gonna get our Secret Wars, where the multiverse once again will come colliding, and you're gonna get the greatest hits of X-Men and I don't know.
Well, they're like they do every time.
The MCU, Spider-Man will be there now.
They'll clean house, and then this is the new.
That's the only good thing is recently they're saying discussion after this run they're doing it. They're pulling to DC and they're rebooting everything all over again.
Yeah,
which they need to do because that was always the problem with the MCU. Early on, when we got to our end game, right, it was great of a ride. People, every movie, every year, see this character, see the plot line, see the spoilers, the tease for the next story and chapter, right? It got everyone excited, this and that. But once they followed on the promise of here's Thanos and the Infinite Gauntlet, it's like, now what do you do, right? We've rolled. Ganondorf is dead. What else do you want me to do? And I roll. Let's go home. So I think that was the problem, and they just never could get the ship together. And I think it took them a long time to realize the MCU is not perfect. It can be defeated. It can, if it bleeds, it will die, right? Thankfully, I think they finally learned that lesson. It took a long time, but I think that's the only way because it's not practical to hold down actors for 20 years to play the same character and be free to play that character.
They think of like Marvel, right? Because Marvel's like, hey, here's this character, and you watch it here, and keep going on forever. But no, they're still the same character, right? You can't do that in reality, having the same character because people age.
The actor, you mean?
Yeah, actor.
Okay.
Right. Sorry. Because actors age, things like that.
They are good. Yeah, it's inevitable. Frank, any thoughts about future of MCU talk, Doctor Doom, anything like that? Are you interested in, or are you just going one step at a time? Are you also taking your first steps?
Well, I think it was a mistake to bring him back. The actor, he was great. Just let him live in peace.
Or die.
Yes. It's kind of like what happened with Guy Sensei. You're diminishing that moment. You know what I mean?
Or actually do kill it.
And I was thinking like what would make it work now that they announced it, unless they just decide, just kidding.
Surprise.
What would make it work? Like
right.
For you is like, no, he's not gonna be Dr. Doom, or he is gonna be Dr. Doom and pretend that this same actor from
it just happens he has the same face, which they could justify, right?
It's a new universe, so they can be
right.
So what would you prefer?
What would I prefer? I would just prefer an evil, bizarro version of Tony Stark who, out of all the thousands of names and things to look at, he ends up calling himself Dr. Doom and looks like Dr. Doom that we know from the comic books. If I have to choose.
But is he what's Dr. Doom's real name?
Victor Von Doom.
You would prefer he's Victor, or he's just...
I'd rather just be an evil Tony Stark who gives himself the villain name Dr. Doom.
I think I would prefer if, I don't know, whatever it is, that he'll wear the Dr. Doom uniform, but just briefly. Briefly. And then the real Victor shows up, and then you did your time. Goodbye. Peace be with
so
you.
another actor, the real Dr. Doom shows up.
Yeah, he's just the people who bring him into the door. And it's like, just kidding. I borrowed this from...
that would be a nice twist.
Well, like I said, because
right, you were kind of...
We're doing the multiverse nonsense, right? If we're sticking to the multiverse nonsense, obviously he's going to play Doctor Doom, but doesn't mean...
But I think you were suggesting, Miles, the opposite of that. There's going to be the typical Victor Von Doom, and then here comes Tony Stark's version of him. Then he kills off that guy. He becomes the Doctor Doom for the MCU. But I think Frank is saying the opposite, is that Robert Downey plays whatever and then gets killed by some other new actor, which I do agree. I much prefer that version. And it works because everyone, Robert Downey Jr., it's almost like Psycho, like, the leading heroine's going to be in the movie, right? And they kill her off in like the first 15 minutes, right? that would be a good way to trip people to get them to the theater, right?
Or like,
Robert Downey's in here, and he has like a scene or two, and then he's dead.
And then have the lore accurate Doctor Doom show up and be like, now I'm the captain now.
Oh, yeah. I'm the doctor now. But no, that's also, that's if that's an option, I'll sign me up, Frank.
Kind of feel like that won't happen.
I sadly don't think so because that's a big paycheck for very little screen time.
Well, it's just Doctor Doom is such an iconic role. Like, why?
Right, mess with that.
Yeah, I'm scared. I'm scared.
I'm a little nervous.
But I kind of feel like they're just gonna say this is another universe, so it just happens to look like the guy from Iron Man.
That's gonna be the worst of it. That's the thing I don't want the most. Is it just so happens he looks exactly like Tony Stark, but it's not. He's not Tony Stark. I just want like the directors come on screen and be like, it's not Tony Stark, all right? But I know you see this face, but it's not him. Okay, back to the movie.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard because I think what's the next movie after this? Would it be the Spider-Man? Would it?
I think it's coming up because they're filming it right now.
Yeah, because Spider-Man should be the next one, right?
I think so.
I think I was kind of looking this up. I think that is the next movie, but I think there's like 2 series in between.
Oh yes,
I forgot what they're called.
Even I'm trying. I don't think the Blade movie's happening. That's all I know.
Yeah.
Thing's been in limbo for years. Yikes.
Now I have to look up what Secret Wars is.
Secret Wars. It's a good one. If it's the modern day Secret Wars, that's a good run. That's a very good run. And that's a good run with Doctor Doom being the bad guy he is. So that's the thing. Like I said, I'm curious how are they gonna try to pull that off.
I think they're curious how they're gonna try to pull that off.
I think that's what makes me more nervous.
But yeah, I hope that what I said happens. Doubt it, but
fingers crossed, Frank. Fingers crossed. That's all we can do.
I enjoyed both movies.
Yeah, that was a decent summer blockbuster superhero movie combination. Little DC, little Marvel, little rivalry going on there, and I was happy with both showings. I guess now the question is, what else am I gonna do and watch with this movie pass I now have for the next few months?
Yeah.
Ponder.
So I was checking right now. So the next thing Marvel-wise, apparently there's Marvel Zombies that's supposed to come out during Halloween.
Oh, that's like an animated
What is
thing.
this, Call of Duty?
Yeah, that too.
That too. And then Wonder Man's supposed to be the end of the year.
Oh.
Never heard of him.
I forget. If I saw it, I could probably tell you something about him, maybe. But like I said, I'm not the biggest comic book guy, but I do dabble. I dabble in the comic books. I wasn't born in it. I was just raised in it or something like that's the line. Fight the power! Oof, that was one long spoilerific discussion these guys just had.
Yeah, it's a lot to take in 2 weeks.
That reminds me, 2 weeks. I wish this podcast was like every day.
I don't think we can promise that to our listeners, but you know what we can do? We can use our social media platforms.
Oh, that's right. We're like on Bluesky and Instagram, and even we have YouTube shorts between each episode.
Or as a fun moment, what Frank said, my hot takes on gacha games or Ray's inevitable rants. You can find all of it on social media.
Wow, it's like no matter where the people are, we're there with them every moment.
It's like we're always watching you.
Ooh, and with that, let's get to our outro quick. Fight the power. All right, enough Marvel, DC jokes and references for one episode of this podcast. I think we've done enough damage, or I've done at least enough damage. So we're going to slowly wrap up the podcast here and let you guys know that we'll be back with more of our typical apparently gotcha shenanigans, stories.
Gotcha, gotta gotcha them all.
Gotta gotcha them all. The next
trademark.
I'm gonna have to change that. I'm gonna have to change the podcast by next time because next time I'll be like, guys, I lost it all on the ponies. The ponies they bought back, man. But yes, so look forward to more of those tales coming your way and not too far from now. I think there might be a good chance. We haven't officially discussed next podcast just yet, but don't be surprised if we go back to last season being spring anime 2025 and maybe go back and see if another story or tale we've missed since our preview review season. There's a good chance we might go back because I know there's a couple sequels ongoing right now. So if not season 1, there's a chance maybe even season 2 might get discussed as a main topic. Who knows? You have to stay tuned. Make sure you like, subscribe. That's why I go along. But of course, we'll definitely have our future official summer anime reviews with Frank's not the water wizard. What was it called?
Clavantes?
Yes, Claravantes, I think, something like that. And then Miles picked not Ruri Rocks. That's all I remember.
It was see you at the food tomorrow at the food
Oh,
court.
that's why. No wonder I forgot with an amazing title like that. I guess we'll look forward to that. And then what did I pick? Oh, right. I picked the safety comfort blanket of dramatic historical piece about falling in love and with a pretty 90s boy who may or may not be a Gundam pilot. We'll have to stay tuned to find out.
Yeah, find out.
And Frank is already winning because there's a tall redhead. So it's a good day for Frank.
Frank's like, oh, really? Frank's like,
Now you have my attention.
There you go. I read mine. I know to sway the votes my way. Perhaps I've done this for a few years now. We've been doing this little podcast.
imagine there's like a horse girl that has red hair.
Don't look, Frank. Don't look it up, Frank. Don't do it. Don't you do it.
I can't afford to.
Exactly. Smart man.
Next week,
Be
welcome
smarter
to
than me, Frank.
the Umamusume podcast.
LA's only Umamusume podcast.
And that one will be only.
Yes, I guarantee you. No one else could afford it like us.
You bet on the ponies?
And they live in Southern California. There's no way they could afford those ponies.
You're right. I can't.
It's called credit card day. Oh my goodness gracious. I guess you have to stay tuned for that. So of course, gentlemen, thank you for sharing us your stories and sharing it with the rest of the world. So thank you enjoying the summer heat with me in our soul to coming podcast with the video option maybe soon to arrive. Famous last words.
Working the kinks right now.
It is slowly happening. I can tell you that we are getting one step closer. We're baby steps towards the video podcast of Otaku. It's coming your way. And of course, the biggest thank you goes to us. Also us. I mean, we worked hard. Editor Way right now is sweating. He is tired. He probably has to go to work soon, and he's still putting this out for you guys. So, I take it back. He is the heart. Thank you, Editor Ray.
I like how you were going to say thanks to our viewers, and you went,
No. I'm taking it back. I'm taking the trophy back.
What a Reed Richards move you just did right now.
The truth hurts, and I'm just like me and Reed Richards. We're not afraid to speak the truth, all right? But also I'm going to be the smart, level-headed one like Sue Storm and tell you that, you guys chipped in. Together we're like a family, and we all help and make this podcast grow together. And if you like to subscribe and tell your other niece and nephew about our little podcast, hopefully not skip the Dan to Dan conversation. We got a podcast to check out.
So next time we're watching Attack on Titan over here, and they don't feel like this, especially when they rip the pies in half.
Great stuff. Great Akira. Family-friendly movie. You can't go wrong.
Yeah.
We'll pull out some Blood Plus, When They Cry, Elden Line, Elden Lead, can't go wrong.
Yeah, get all the classics. You gotta start from young. You gotta start
sleep.
Young.
They don't need sleep anymore. Nightmares. That's what they need. Christmas is coming. And with that, we bid you farewell and hope you guys have a good one. And until then, bye-bye.